The Lord has been the people's guide for past 300 years. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marcia Weeks, and you are watching the Marcia Week Show. We are coming to you live from Barbados. And on the Marcia's Week Show, we know what we do. We educate, we mobilize, we motivate, and we agitate through our protests, through our marches, through our roadside parliament. That's what we do right here on the Marcia Week Show. And we broadcast throughout the Caribbean region. We have people watching us from all Caribbean islands. Isn't that wonderful? Oh my goodness, that is so amazing. We are bringing the Caribbean together. We are excited. And we also have those who are watching us from Kenya as well, Ghana. And we would love to get some more African countries, but it's happening. And more importantly, we have the loyal opposition right here in Barbados. Bajan boy. Oh my goodness. The other night I forgot. It's not that I forgot, but we had so many things going on. I just made a big welcome, and people messaged me, "You didn't welcome us." But you have a right to do that because you're part. We do this together. We are one family. Teroni Hall. Oh my God, Queen D. Welcome, Flo Joe Maloney, Judy Jilks. Yes, Judy. Bonnie Springer, Monica Ince, Marva Hunt, how are you? Robert, how are you? Mildred Ben, Chantel Williams. Oh, Lucinda, how are you? I haven't seen or heard you in a little bit. Owen Hines, I've seen your name, but I didn't hear your voice, is what I'm saying. Hi, Shirley. Oh, Shirley, how is Canada going? Is it cold? Is it cold in Canada or it's hot like I hear New York is so hot? Dinah Husband, Marcia, Jacqueline Ward, Matthew Brown, Matthew B. Anybody out there from watching from New York? Give me thumbs up if you're watching from New York, right in New York, because Mr. Thorne is coming to New York. And he will be in Connecticut too. I know Dave has those flyers, and at some point it's going to put them up for me very soon, so that you can see, so you can get to those things, right? Listen, you need to go out, and you don't have to be a member of the Democratic Labor Party to go out and to support the opposition. You don't. The point is that we need a strong opposition. And every time we say that, they say, everybody who says we need a strong opposition, they say that that person is a DLP. That's what they do. But once you know what you're doing, you're intelligent to know that you don't run behind behind colors. Yeah? You're not in kindergarten at sports day. Go out and support and not just support, but go out and ask the hard questions of the opposition leader and the party leader of the Democratic Labor Party. If you're in the diaspora, you're in Connecticut, there will be a meeting in Connecticut, and there is going to be a meeting as well in New York. And I think Dave will put those up as soon as he's able to. Michael Jokes, good night. And yes, Marcia, it's Emma. It's Emma. And I don't know who it is that coined that abbreviation for me. Oh, I love it. TMWS, Emma. I love it. Educate, motivate, mobilize, and agitate. So when they tell you that all we do is gossip on here, you tell them it's Emma. It's all about Emma on the Marcia Week Show. Emma. Yeah? That's what we do on the Marcia Week Show. You let them know. Let them know. Michael Jills, Jack Murphy, Queen McQueenist, Munzi. I like that. Munzi. Patrick Designs. Shirley, it's hot there in Canada. Oh my word. You guys go from one extreme to the next. Oh Lordy, Marie, Mystic Angel. I almost missed you there. Marie, Sonia Perch. And yes, guys, it is a pleasure. Sandra Pierce. Oh my God, they're coming in. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave, so much. Dave is a wonderful technical person here, and make sure that it happens. So guess what? Write it down. If you are in Connecticut, or you have Bajans in Connecticut, and you watching what's happening in Barbados, or you might even see Mr. Thorne and have a few things to tell him. You have a few hard questions for him. You should. He's the leader of the opposition. You get to New York. It's going to be Sunday, July 13th. Okay, St. Albans Church is where he's going to be. All right, let me move this banner so you can see it, and you can probably take a screenshot of this. Okay, but St. Albans, and it's going to be at 4 p.m. St. Albans Church from 4 to 7, 3 hours. Oh, wow. And that's going to be really good. You have to RSVP too, though, on July 9th. Okay, go and ask him the hard question. Don't stay in your home in Brooklyn and mumble. This is an opportunity for you to go write down your little question and go and ask him. You have a problem. You got a bone to pick with Mr. Thorne? Tell him the Marcia Week Show sent you up there to pick a bone with him. Go up and pick a bone with Mr. Thorne. Okay, everybody going up there don't have to support, but go up. You're Barbadian. And we don't have a strong opposition. We don't have. He's the only voice in the formal opposition, because we exist. We the people exist. Okay, but you go in with a strong word and you ask your question. Democratic Labor Party comes to Connecticut. Woo! So they're widening it, and they're going to be in Connecticut. And listen, this is when we invite members, friends, and supporters. And I'm adding those who have the hard sayings to Mr. Thorne, because you need a little bit of both. July 11th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. This is Windsor Court. And for that, you have to RSVP by July 7th. See the number there? Screenshot it. Screenshot it for your friends and your family. Right? And go up. Okay? You go up and you make sure that you make sure that you go up and you sit down. You're a Barbadian. You have a right to be there. If the BLP is up there, you can go to those meetings. Don't let anybody tell you can't go to a meeting because you did not vote a certain way. No. No, you are a Barbadian, and especially when you're in the diaspora. I remember how that was living in the diaspora, and any little thing you want to go there, you want to know, especially with all this crime. There are things, questions you have, and you have serious comments. So make sure that you go out, and it's not hot, it's not cold. Yeah, so you can get out there. All right, and I'm seeing here. Is this Neon Star? Where is Neon Star? Where's Neon Star? Neon Star said, I coined the. Why isn't it showing up? I did the acronym. Ah, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Do you know that I sat down and I was trying to come up with an acronym? I was for years now, honestly. I put it together. I said, me, ma. I said, no, that song too funny. I and listen, I thank you so much. That's why you see, I tell you, I have no shame. I tell you something. I don't know everything, and I don't know it all at all. And when I come on here, a lot of the things you hear me come with, it's you. Because I firmly believe we do it together, you know. We do this thing together. All right, so make sure that you go out and you hear you hear the opposition leader, the party, and he's the political leader of the Democratic Labor Party. Make sure that you hear him in Connecticut and in New York. Okay, and again, I say go and talk to him straight. Mr. Thorne, I don't understand. I heard you say this, and I don't understand what you mean, and this is not making sense to me. Challenge it. Okay. All righty. All righty. All righty. All righty. Okay. So, folks, tonight I have a special caller very early, very, very early in the show, and I'm going to call him now. I'm going to call him now. How many of you remember Amaya? If Dave could put up Amaya's picture um, um, on the phone. On the screen, please. I'm thinking phone, and I said on the phone. Okay, this is an update on Amaya, and I'm going to be calling Amaya's father right now. That's who I'm calling. You hear the call? The phone is ringing, and so he's right here. Good night, good night, good night. How are you doing? And you know what? Your name is I have because I have your name saved as a repeat.
I said I'm not doing too bad.
You're not doing too bad. Okay, well, everybody, we're here. Everybody's hearing you at this point. You are live on the Marcia Week show. Welcome to the Marcia Week show. Yes, 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 yes. And can you just remind us of your full name again, sir?
My name is Ryan Yearwood.
Ryan Yearwood. Ryan Yearwood.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Ryan Yearwood. And we have on the screen right now, we have Ryan Yearwood and little Amaya is right there on the screen. They can see your picture that you took with the concert poster in your hand, that the loyal opposition, the people who are listening to you, they actually put together that concert for you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it tremendously.
Yes.
You know, we are still here in the journey of trying to get Amaya out of the island. Right now, they have us on a little pause because they want to make sure that they cross all the I's and dot all their T's. So they are trying to they're saying that we done all the tests that we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that we take the ultrasounds that we had to take to see how the liver is as presently what stage it is at. We are getting some tests done to find out how the blood. Excuse me, I'm on the phone here, and to see how the blood scan match. Well, I am not personally her blood type, but I am her father, and I still have a trace of her blood type within my chromosomes. Mm-hmm. So they're saying that they will still want a B positive donor someone that's actually with her actual blood type to
Oh,
accompany us so that
okay. So
if
pause a
one is,
minute. This is an important piece of information. So you,
yes, please.
because we told the people that you were partially you're a match, and while they can do the operation with you, they want to be sure that is, they want to make sure that everything works well. So they still need another
Right.
donor, and the donor need to be
Yes, please.
positive.
Correct. That is positive.
Okay, so you need a B
So
positive donor, B positive donor.
be positive. Be
Yes,
positive.
B positive. Can you speak a little louder, Mr. Yearwood? Just,
Yes, I will try to.
yeah, just push your voice a little louder, please. Okay. So,
Okay.
right now, so let's just summarize what you're saying. That you're doing all the tests, and they are doing the ultrasound, etc. They're checking to see the state of the liver. At this point,
Yes,
and
please.
you are eager. What I'm hearing from you is that you're eager to get her out of Barbados to get the transplant done, but you need another
Yes.
donor. So there's another donor that they're
Yes.
looking for, a B positive donor that you are looking for at this time.
That is correct.
Mm.
So if in preference of the donor, if most likely they will like someone that is healthy and at least they don't have any issues um, outstanding on, and also the person has to be over 18
Over 18 years
to be
old.
able, yes, over 18 years old.
Yes, yes.
And preferably that the person is doesn't drink alcohol or smokes or anything like that. If it is possible, yes, those are the things that the doctors and the surgeons that are going to take on the surgery. That's the information that they have given me so far.
Okay, okay. So again, everybody, we're looking for a B positive donor, somebody who will be ready to get tested, to see if, or if you already know if you're a B positive, they are looking to, so that they can do the operation for little Amaya. They're
Amaya.
looking for a donor, and she needs a liver. She needs a liver transplant so that she could to prolong her life. Now, what is this? What is the present health status of Amaya? How is she doing?
Well, presently, she's doing okay. She is getting her normal medication, going and getting her vitamin K weekly, and she's also taking her medication. She's also eating. Her diet has changed, increased a little bit more, so that she can put on some size, so that she'll be able to go through with the surgery. But presently, she's doing pretty fine. If you want, you can hear her say hello.
Oh,
Maya?
yeah, we would like to hear her say hello. Let her know that these are
Okay.
is she coming? I know how children can
Yes,
be.
she's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, she was eating her supper.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. These are the people that are at the talk show, Marsha's talk show, that hold the concert for you and just want you to see.
Yeah, let her know we're live. Good night, Amaya. How are you? Uh, how are you doing, Amaya? You're going good. You're doing good. The last time I saw you, Amaya, you were dancing at the concert. You were dancing. Oh, you had a great time at the concert. You remember the concert? Tell me about the concert. What do you remember about the concert?
I remember red plastic bag.
Red plastic bag. You like red plastic bag?
Yeah.
Yes, and you remember you were dancing. What's the name of the song you were dancing to?
I like that song.
When I wake up,
I'm
I'm alive. Yes, she got it.
Yes,
She,
remember how
yes,
song?
yes, I'm alive. And you say it's a when I wake up in the morning
Oh, that's nice.
and I see the sun. That's her, yeah, that's her sister. That's her sister as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And oh, they danced until they were sweating. They danced and had a beautiful time. You know, it was so good. It's so everybody here is saying it's such a blessing to hear her voice. And so Amaya, oh my goodness, where everybody's saying it. They're writing in the comment section. They're saying, "Oh, such a blessing to hear you, Amaya." Oh my goodness.
That's wonderful. Yes, it's such a blessing. Each and every day is a blessing to see her, you know, still fighting, and she's fighting so hard to stay alive. You know,
Yes.
she wants to be able to be like many our normal child and do the activities and play with her peers. And she always coming and tell me that she friends give her this or play with her
Oh,
or ask her how she's doing. And
yes.
yes, she has some very loving friends. Some of
Oh,
them that are very concerned about how she is and how she's going, how she's progressing.
yes.
So we give thanks for all for that support and that you know that covers the love that helps keeping her looking up and looking beyond.
Yes, and to put her back on the phone, the lady who gave her all of those toys and so on, from America,
Yes.
she said to give her my love. Ask her. She remember that big.
Okay.
You remember she got a big bag of stuff from.
Yes.
You remember
Yes.
that lady? Yes, and that
The lady,
lady.
yes, that took the picture with her. Okay,
Yes,
Amaya, you want to say thank you to the lady, remember that gave you the clothes and shoes for Christmas? I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So say a wonderful thanks uh, to Auntie for giving me those gifts.
Thank you. Team.
you're too sweet. So Amaya, Amaya, how is school going? You like school, Amaya? What, yeah, what you like about school? What subject do you like?
This is Amaya Clinic Yard. Are you looking for this?
You like math?
What is that? This one?
Yeah.
You like math?
Yeah, stick that back on and that's your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. So what? So I want to see that report card. You know, I want to see your report when it comes in.
Okay.
Yes. Amaya went quiet. Amaya, I want to see. Listen, you have lots of aunties out in the world.
Okay.
What, I want to see yours too. What's her sister's name?
You food?
What is your sister's name?
Let me see this food out.
Okay, they're still having their dinner. What is your sister's name? I forgot.
Amaya.
Aliyah. Tell Aliyah that we still have the dance scholarship for her at Praise Academy of Dance. So anytime that dad is ready for her to come, then we can get it going for her. We can get her dancing this summer.
Okay, she will be. Yeah, she will like that.
Yes. Well, you know what I remember the last time I saw you, and the last time I saw you, Ryan, you were at
Yes.
the roundabout there at Bussa roundabout, and you were,
Buster Roundabout.
yes,
Yeah.
and I think I bought some sweet cane from you. You were selling cane? Is it cane?
Yeah, I think so. I think I had some key in that thing. Yes.
Yes. So you normally sell at the roundabout. What do you normally sell? Only cane?
Yeah, no. Usually I would sell like akis or mangoes. yes, or sometimes it came, but mostly I would sell like peas and mangoes.
You sell akis and mangoes. Okay, wonderful. So
Yes,
look out for him right there, and you're usually at the bus roundabout.
yes, yes,
Yes,
look for me
look
there.
out for
Yes.
him and make sure when we saw, we made sure I think we bought 2 bags of canes for him. We haven't seen him since.
So
Um
are you ready for?
Amaya, your belly full? Daddy asked if your belly full because she needs to gain some weight. How is she doing?
Wait,
How is she doing with that?
yes.
Remember, she has to drink a
Well,
particular
well,
drink.
it's a slow progress, but your appetite has increased. She wants more. She wants more.
She said,
I
how,
gotta go and give her a little more.
yeah, she said, how you mean? She said, how you mean my belly full? Well, you see, the doctors want her to gain weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want her
So
to
they
gain
increase
weight.
the yes, they increase the complex and the following vitamins, so that helping increase the appetite as well.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. And how are the passports going? Did you finish the passports? You have to get the passports ready.
We still got to get them finished. The justice of peace. Well, I had sent the first ones to get sorted on thing, but to get stamped on thing by the justice of peace. But she told me that I made a small mistake with signing that the signature supposed to be inside the box and not touching the box. So
Mm.
I had to make another adjustment to that. So we send them down now. So just waiting till she done put on the stamps
Mm-hmm.
and referrals and send them back, and then I could take them in.
Yes, because some of the money that we contributed was to get all of these preliminary things done. And so,
Done, true.
yes,
Yes,
yes, and
please.
to make sure that you have all the necessary travel arrangements done. So we want to make sure that you get that done, right? Because that is why we gave,
Okay,
why we
yes.
donated the money that,
Money,
yes.
I know
Okay.
that is for that cause. It's very
Yes.
true.
Yes.
And that,
So,
so
mhm.
we yes, yes, we have that in the making, and I have those things secure that I can get the rest when we know when we are going and how long we would be there, so that I can make those adjustments and get those things in
Yes.
in order.
Yes,
Yes.
and to buy up her little like her night her her clothes, to have her clothes where
90s,
night is ready,
pajamas.
pajamas for
Yes,
yourself
her
as well, and for yourself
correct.
you have to buy up all of
Oh
these
yeah,
things, right?
yes, it's true too. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
she will got her little nappies, things, and things to keep her while she is there, all like the pediasures and stuff. If she
yes,
can't get any solids to eat, at least she will got something to keep her body hydrated and
yes.
neutralize.
Yes. So what we would like to know, because it's a long time that we haven't heard anything. So, when you get the
Yes.
passports and so on, you come and let us celebrate with you that you have the passports. Okay. How about that? Come
Okay.
back and let us
All right.
know what we're going to do. Where I'm going to
Yes,
ask
yes, because I heard Auntie
Donna.
from the bar, Donna.
Donna,
Yes,
yes,
and
yes,
I gave her a little update as well, and I told her that we want to come back by the restaurant and
yes,
have a little meal with her
yes,
there. So
yes,
if we can do that for the celebration of the passports, that would be wonderful.
yes, yes. When you and listen, we need that be positive. So they're not going to, so let's make sure we understand, they're not going to send her to do the operation with just you as a donor. They
It's
need
just
another
me as a
donor.
donor. No, they want to get that other donor, so to be ensured that she gets the operation done and it be successful, so
Okay.
that she will know that she is past that stage.
Well, what I'll say before you leave, because we would like to be able to keep pushing that campaign for the be positive donor, but can we get something in writing from the hospital that is what they need?
I will ask. I will ask. I recently went to her appointment on Monday gone here. So and her next appointment is June where's the paper? You know how the 28th of July. But I will try on her next hospital there to get her injection. If I could ask the doctor to make something in writing that I could have to show.
Yes, because that would make it official that you're looking for a B positive donor that could help this
Yeah.
little girl. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, that's no problem.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we wish you all the very, very best, and we want to say a quick prayer for Amaya. Father, we thank you for Amaya. We thank you for her family, and we pray, God, for her complete healing. We pray, God, that Lord, you will help somebody to come forward who is be positive, so that this story will end well. May this story end well. We bless Amaya. We pray that all the necessary preparations will be done for her to go, the suitcases, the passport, and everything, Lord, and that donor. We pray over the hospital that everything will go well. Lord, we lift up, yes, we lift up little Amaya to you, oh God, and we ask you, God, to complete what you have started. Pray over the hospital that they would move quickly and that everything will be done in your mighty name. We pray for little Aliyah, her sister, and her entire family. Lord, we pray for our father. We pray for everybody in the household that that there will be joy in the household and that Amaya will be happy. In your name, amen. All right. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. God bless you.
We appreciate you all, and we love you. We love you for all the help and all the grace and the effort that you are making to see that Amaya gets through this stage of her life.
Yes, God bless you. We're gonna stay with you, and as I said, when you get the stuff, you come so that the people, they can see how the money, how things are going with the money as well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye bye.
Yes.
Okay.
Good night.
Yes. Bye bye. Oh my Lord, that was so sweet and special. Sandro, yes, we call it done. We call it done. Loyal opposition, let's get back on this case again. We've been trying and with the father to get him to call in, to come on. It's been a really difficult time, difficult, but we finally got this done this evening. But it doesn't mean that we haven't been talking to him behind the scenes. As you would have remembered, I would come and I read something, but what I wanted him to do is what was done tonight. You to hear him or see him. Next time around, we are going to be able to probably get them down. Well, I'm setting up a studio. I'm setting up a physical studio, you all, right, Michelle? And I hope that little Amaya and her father will be probably the first ones in that studio. Michelle, how about that, Michelle? Let's set up the studio that Amaya and her sister and her daddy could be the first set of people in that studio that you get to talk with her and see her for yourself. Those of you who were not at the concert. So next time we will go pick them up, take them to the studio, and so because it's a little difficult for them to set up and to get in, to see you, or for you to see them. But wasn't it nice to hear them? Yes, give me thumbs up if it was nice. It was really nice. And you know what she said? She remembered, oh, tell me about the concert. And she said, red plastic bag. She was beside herself to see red plastic bag. She could not believe it that he was there. And she cried. She cried, when he was singing, and he sang Alive to her. He sang, Red Plastic Bag is such a wonderful human being. He came and he sang. He wasn't singing to us. He sang to Amaya. And he says, alive. And he sang to her. He sang into her spirit. And that was beautiful. And you heard what she remembered? Red Plastic Bag. And she could remember the song Alive. And she is still alive to this day. She is still alive. While they wait on the donor. And we are trusting God. That child doesn't have her mother here, but she has lots of mothers on this call, though. Yeah, I know a lot of you are you own this child now. She's your niece and your daughter and your granddaughter, and she's everybody, everything. Yeah. Oh, praise the Lord. Oh, God is good. I am like right here. The tears right here. The tears right here now. I gotta get out of that now. Gotta get out of that humanity, and that's the spirit. That's what I love about Barbados. I love that. I love that about Barbados. I really, really do. Now, here's another heartwarming story. The 99-year-old grandmother. The 99-year-old grandmother. Yeah? 99 years old. Faces a burglar, a burglary. There were two of them. Can you imagine? She's 99. I don't even know anybody who's 99. I don't know anybody who's 99. No, at 99, she says, I wonder if we can, Dave, I wonder if, I know that, that I sent you the, I would love to hear the little grandma voice. Anybody can? Yes, yes, I know, Cherry Berry. Yes, I know, I know. I have to come out of it, or else I'm gonna bawl tears on this thing right now, and I don't want to be doing that right now, because then I can't do the show. I wouldn't be able to recover from this to do the show. But if anybody can find for me, because we do the show together. So I had the article that Dave has in his WhatsApp of this 99-year-old citizen of Barbados. And Carol Toppin is who had this on her page, and she's right to write this. She said, when a 99-year-old citizen of this country cannot be at peace in her home because of heartless thugs, we have gone past having a serious problem. The woman is 99 years old. They broke into her house, these little thieves, these little burglars. They broke into her home, y'all. The woman is a newspaper vendor at 99 years old. She's not sitting down and waiting on any pension. She is working at 99 years old. And these little bandits go into the woman's house to rob and to steal from her. Just like how they robbed the woman in St. Philip and raped her. And robbed the other senior citizen just the other day. You remember? They robbed the senior citizen in St. James and almost chop off her foot. But I tell you, the 99-year-old woman said, she look at them and say, who you? Who you? You can imagine how she said that from her toes. They robbed her 3 times in 1 month. They went to that old woman. She should have beat them with the walking stick. She should have taken her walking stick and put them across her lap and give them an old-time beating. And you're going to tell me, you see people like them, so what should really happen to them? Huh? Supposing they had gone in there, raped her, God forbid, and killed her. What you would have told me today, that they don't need the death penalty? That we must put them up in duds and let them so eat and live. Why do you think they go to her 3 times now to rob from her? She's helpless. They are preying on the vulnerable in the society. That's what they are doing. But the old woman, after the 3rd time, she raised up and she said, Who you? I can see her probably she take up her let me not desecrate the flag here. She probably take up her walking stick and say, who you? And ready for them to give them one lick. Huh? One lick. And listen, that is my attitude to the devil and to this situation. This 99-year-old woman is displaying to us what her attitude needs to be about this crime and violence in this country. Who you? Where you come from? Where you come from trying to mash up this country? Who you? When we go, those of you, some people say, you know, we're a bit too religious on here. But listen to me. You're going to wait on the government? You know what it is? They are behaving this way because the government is not saying, who are you? We don't hear the Prime Minister coming out in that tone. You need to come out in a tone that let them know you're serious. Why you think they ran from a 99-year-old woman? Why you think they ran? It's in her tone. It's not even in her statue. Her tone. They are too soft on crime. And while we lambaste the Deputy Prime Minister, at least her tone was a little tougher than the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister behaving as though everything is... I don't hear that urgency in the Prime Minister's tone. You notice it? I do not hear one hint of urgency in the Prime Minister's tone. All she comes, she blames it on tint. Remember, it was the cell phones at first. No, she decided that she's going to bug all of us. They claim it's a minority, you know, but they're going to bug all of us. Put all of us under surveillance. Right, we did have to ask the Deputy Prime Minister. Well, Deputy Prime Minister, you're pointing the finger at the people. She said, not the government, you. But you, Cynthia Bradshaw, knew 20 of them. You said it. You knew 20 of them. And what did you do about the 20? Right? No, that is the question. Exactly, Sandra. In fact, I have some videos there because I have some videos there. And we're gonna play red plastic bag. And let me tell you, Barbadians, the attitude, this 99-year-old woman is telling us what her attitude needs to be about this crime in this country. Who are you? Where you come from? What you doing? We need it. Listen. You remember the days where all your parents had to do was to raise their voice? We need some raising of the voice in here to these criminals. Who you? You get me? You got to get mad on this thing. Or else they would have robbed her and probably raped her. A little woman who sells newspapers. I still ask the question, why don't they go and rob why didn't they go and rob a 99-year-old white woman? Go and do it. Go and do it. I can't wait for them to go up there and let them come out with 2 body bags with you in it. I cannot wait. You hear I tell you? And I don't care who wants to say whatever. That is what I believe about it. I can't wait. I'm waiting for the day, man. Go and rob the white people. Go rob them and the Indians. Go rob a 99-year-old Indian woman. Go ahead and do it. Go do it. Go and do it. You know where they live. You know the areas that they live. Go up there and do it. Go up there and go drive through the community with not Nelson Street. Don't choose Nelson Street. Go in those areas. Okay? Where the white people and the Indians live, and go on it like you are some what is it? What do you call them again? With the long guns, driving on a bike, like what you see in the movie. Go up there and do it, and see if a sniper don't knock you off that bike. They're gonna deal with you. The police probably don't even find your body. I'm sick of it now. I'm sick of it. Yes, you're going to do your education. You're going to make sure that they can read. They say that a lot of them can't read, and so that's why they're committing crime. When in our days, a lot of people could not read. Our foreparents, a lot of them could not read, and them never did a carry on like this. You hear what I tell you? They weren't carrying on like this. Let them go in the white community and do it, and see if they don't pop out you off of that bike. And then now you're going to hear everybody start to cry racism. Yes, man. And when the police take you out, when the police fire two in you, you're going to hear the community going to be coming to, no, don't call me. Make sure you don't call my number, but no police brutality. You understand me? We going to work with the police. We must get rid of this situation in here. Serious business. The 99-year-old woman is telling us what should be the tone of the crime policy. The tone of the crime policy. The 99-year-old woman is speaking to us. Go up in these communities and go and go do it. Go and go do it. Listen, I don't care. I am probably, no, this is a 99. They are preying on the elderly. They are preying on the elderly, Enigma. I am promoting hate. Promoting which hate? I am promoting love. Love for the elderly and for peaceful society. Some of these people, I told you, Enigma, this. Listen to me. I'm all for rehabilitation. I told you that one of the guys, that young man that stabbed, that's alleged that he's the one who stabbed the guy from BCC, was my student. Do you understand? So I got the compassion and all of that, and I will work with them. But you see this that is on, you see this lawlessness that you see on my screen? I have no tolerance for it. None. Zero. Don't tell me about no can't read or nothing. Don't tell me nothing. These here need discipline. And those two thugs and criminal and bandits that went into that 99-year-old, they have no business going into that woman's house. Let me tell you, I have no apologies about that. I'm sorry. I have no apologies, and I'm saying is this. I know I'm not here trying to say call for vigilante anything. The other night, as you heard, the others are saying, no, I'm not pushing for that. What I'm saying is that they are choosing their victims. They're choosing people that they know cannot defend themselves. This, we must never tolerate this in Barbados. Never. Be like that grandma and say, who are you? You understand? That's how you deal with the devil. It's only the devil. It's only the devil in them. right? It's only the devil in them that is causing them to behave this way. Only the devil. Yes, Guy Smiley need to get a little of the gumption of the 99-year-old woman. The Prime Minister needs to get that inside of her. But she must know why she can't do it. She must know why. I don't know. Yes, somebody said that somebody live in one of those neighborhoods, you see? Yes, you know the neighborhoods we talking about up in the nose, you know. Yes, and she said one night around 2, they saw a man in the neighborhood. All they did was saw a man in the neighborhood. You hear what I tell you? That's why I tell the little one on the bike that feel like a big driving in Nelson Street to terrorize the people in Nelson Street. Go up in the heights and terraces and go do it. You hear what they said? They saw him in the neighborhood around 2. In a gun. Them not say they see no gun. In just in a neighborhood. I hear what they said. Then just fire 2 shots in the air and they ran. Then lucky see in the air the shot go. Let me tell you, a couple of them need to be in some body bags, and I guarantee you, these little ones are pretending as though they are all of this, the great criminals. Criminals what? They follow pattern and thief, hungry and thieving. And if you're hungry, we will feed you. You know how we do it. We're going to feed you. You want to go to school? We're going to go to school. Somebody just came here and gave us a whole set of computers. We will give you a computer. You what you want. But you don't want none of that? Repent and go to church. Repent and go to church. No, you don't want that. You don't want to go to school, go learn a trade. Well, go up to Dodds or go to the grave. Go to the cemetery or to Dodds. They are taking They are taking advantage of the elderly in this country. And we must say, who you? Who you? That is the 99-year-old woman is telling us what we need to do. Let's play Red Plastic Bag song here, guys. Let's play. This is the attitude. This must be the attitude of Barbados. Whether you call them the devil, some of you are not religious and you don't want to say the devil. Okay? Okay, see that now? Yes, another person get away from Central Police Station. Right? We're tired. We are tired. That's why we are going on. We have a no-nonsense motorcade, you know. And we have been getting up early and praying over St. Philip, and we are going to be doing that over every single parish. Do you hear me? Everybody in every parish, get up and get strong. Get up and get strong like the 99-year-old woman. You understand me? Your attitude. I'm not telling you to go fight with burglars. I'm telling you your attitude towards it is a no nonsense. Not here, not now, not never. Yes? So, Dave, go ahead. And if you play the song for me, Dave, thank you so much. Okay, you're muted, Dave. It's muted. Can't hear.
So protect your soul, cause he's on a roll. The devil on the loose, the devil on the loose. So don't be a victim. Keep resisting. Hold on to your children. Keep protecting. And when the devil comes, well, you just have to say, yeah. Get out behind me. Satan. Get out behind me. Satan. Push back on the devil. Push back on the devil. Don't get caught in this spell, cause you will not fare well. The thing to do is simply tell the devil go to hell. The devil, the devil, the devil, watch the devil. He will not relent, cause he is hell-bent. The devil on the loose, the devil on the loose. This guy does well, you just cannot tell. It's the devil on the loose, the devil on the loose. So don't be a victim, keep resisting. Hold on to your children, keep protecting. And when the devil comes, well, you just have to say, yeah, yeah. Get out behind me, Satan. Get out behind me, Satan. Push back on the devil, push back on the devil. Don't get caught in this spell, cause you will not fare well. The thing to do is simply tell the devil, go to hell. The devil, the devil, the devil, watch the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. All around you temptation, look around you temptation. All around you temptation, look around you temptation. Just say, yeah, yeah. Get out behind me, Satan. Get out behind me, Satan. Push back on the devil, push back on the devil. The thing to do is simply tell the devil, go to hell. Get out behind me, Satan. Get out behind me, Satan. Push back on the devil, push back on the devil. Don't get caught in this spell, cause you will not fare well. The thing to do is simply tell the devil, go to hell. The devil, the devil, the devil, watch the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. All around you, all the devil, the devil, the devil, watch the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. All around you, all the devil, the devil, the devil, watch the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil, watch the devil, watch the devil, watch the devil.
Listen, folks, listen. That's it. That's a Get Thee Behind Me, St. Philip Motorcade and Prayer Drive. And it's this Sunday, the 29th of June, 1:30 p.m. We are not taking this sitting down. We are not waiting on the government. We are not waiting on the government. We are tired of waiting. Okay? So get in your cars. Get in your cars. The police will be there with us. The police service, they called me today. They will be there with us. And we're going to drive through St. Philip when we're taking territory. It's a principle. It's a principle. Whether you don't, it's a principle. You don't have to go to church to come. It's a principle that you're defying what, we're supposed to stay in and screaming in a little corner. And we're going to do this in every single parish. Just drive around. We're going to give out some information of how to keep yourself secure. Some practical information about neighborhood watches. How important it is to start and maintain your neighborhood watch. Okay? And talk about, how to keep your surrounding in terms of large trees and tall trees and so on. We have some information that from the police that we're going to share with you. So it's practical at the same time. And it is also spiritual because it's in two worlds we're dealing here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's get some of the gumption of that 99-year-old woman and get on out there on Sunday. Come and put your car in. Put your car in. We're going Christchurch next. You get me? We're going Christchurch next. And by the Spirit of God, I'm going to tell you about this week gathering. This thing that they're doing is quite demonic. It's quite demonic what they're doing. I'm gonna show you a little later in the show. Yes, thank you, Mrs. Strickland, for please, guys, understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to send. It is not that I'm sending the robbers and those being a nuisance in the society. I'm not telling them to go there. I am saying that I know they won't go there, because once they go there, they will be dealt with. And you're right, Mr. Strickland, the government would respond very differently. But you see this little black skin here? You see this black skin? They could do anything to this. That's why I made the comparison with Nelson Street. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I hope that's not yeah, I know that yeah. So please, okay? I need us to understand what I'm saying. It's all about this here. This here. They put no value on this skin here. You see how they got serious because the tourists, you see the white tourists? Let's talk straight. I'm not joking here. You see, when the white UK tourists said they saw the men on the gun and they heard the pop, the gunshot, you hear they come out and press conference and all of that. But you see this? That's the problem. No value. The gunmen don't value, the government don't value this. I'm telling you, if they were to ever go into those communities, you would see what they do inside of here. They would ransack every house to find them. Am I not telling the truth? Mr. Burke is getting ready to come in now. But yeah? Yes, so thank you for clarifying for me, because sometimes in my passion, the wrong thing might come across, and I have my you know, my white friends, etc., and they know the truth too. They know what I'm talking about, and I've said these things to them. So I'm not trying to push a race card or anything like that. I am saying, as we say in Jamaica, Duppy know who to frighten. Duppy know who to frighten. That's why they went to a 99-year-old little black woman in her house that probably the door don't even lock properly. You see her house? Mr. Berg, give me a minute. Just play a little bit of this old lady for me, please. It's important to hear her voice. Play a little for me, Dave. Oh, we can't hear it. You're muted again, Dee.
Just a got up on TV. I said this object. I said this. I said who this by who? I said who yo? Just so you know, and the body make something at me, and I run to the door there then, and I open the door and I shout out for murder, cause they say it was two fellas, so I know who it is. So they can see the face on nothing. Must about a 7:15 early, selling papers all the time, and nothing so never happened to me in the boy. Like, I don't know why they're targeting me now. I ain't got the money, and the little papers that I selling, you know, they must feel that I got money. Well, I must say, a 99-year-old woman. Huh? But I thank God this morning that for my life, that I alive.
Yes, she's happy she's alive. She's happy she's alive. And I wish that they could go and secure. Can the citizens go and secure a house a bit? Because that might be the reason they're going into. Go secure her house. That's what the government need to do, or the citizens. Go and find this old lady, this senior citizen. If they have burglarized her house 3 times, go to her house, find out what's happening there, and see how we can secure her house. I'm getting, yes, but anyway, let's go to Guyana. My dear friend, Rickford Burke, right here with me on the screen, and he doesn't realize I should have said that you're coming on the screen.
Good night, Marcia. Good night to you and your listeners.
Yes, sir. I know I'm 4 minutes late, but it's an elderly woman, and we have to get that in. You know,
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been hearing of the situation in Barbados, where crime is just rampant at this moment, and they are targeting our elderly. Others too, but a lot of our elderly have been. We have a elderly woman who was raped and robbed. and
Raped
yes,
and robbed.
raped and robbed. And they robbed another elderly lady and took $2 and something from her. You're laughing. And you know,
Two
and what
dogs.
else did, yeah, what the serious part of this is that they chopped her on her leg, and her leg almost severed.
Wow.
Yes, and then they
Heinous.
went, yeah.
Wow. You see, I think, Marcia, all across the Caribbean, we have the same problem. It started out in Jamaica, then it went to Trinidad, then Guyana. Um, so governments throughout the Caribbean region are pursuing development. But as they develop, whether it's tourism, the economic sectors, commercial sector, infrastructure, and they invite international investors, people move, transportation improves, people are visiting, more tourists. They're not improving the security infrastructure of the country. They're not enhancing the police force. They're not increasing police officers. They're not
Mhm.
having patrol. So, crime is going to go up because people's way of life is better. You have people earning more income. You have more businesses being established. You have
Mhm.
more economic opportunity, more commercial activity, but they're not developing the security sector.
Yes, definitely. That's what it is. That's what it
And
is.
then we have a breakdown in morale and values throughout society. So some of these people, most of whom are very, very young people, they're depraved. Right? These guys
Mhm.
commit some heinous crimes. Like, who's gonna go and rape an elderly woman? That's your grandmother. Like,
Yes, and raped her in front of her grandson.
they should be hung.
You see what I'm telling you?
I don't believe in hanging, but in this case, yes.
Yeah, yeah. You can't do this kind of things, and we keep and we go up to now. They have not found him in this little 2 by 3 place. They have not found him. There are people, residents in St. Philip, who know him. They know who he is.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that.
It is sad. It is sad. But guess what? We are celebrating with you
You
tonight.
are.
Yes, I had to reach out to you, my dear. My
Thank
Rickford
you.
Burke. Rickford Burke, one of the strongest activists that you know, that I know. Man with courage. You hear what I tell you? This man is a man of courage who says it as it is. And for years, you've been battling with the government, the present government of Guyana. I've been having you on my program for the last 4 years or so, or probably more. And you were the first one who came on the program, Mr. Burke, and spoke to us, Barbados, about the situation in Guyana, the racial situation in Guyana, and talk to us about, you spoke to us about the corruption, etc. Now, what we found out is that the powers that be in Guyana, they're not too happy about you speaking out. And in fact, they decided that they were bringing a case of defamation against you. And they sent, you know what? I am going to let you tell it, because you're going to be able to tell it more than better than I can. And I hope you're able to send that little clip to Dave.
I did.
You did. So once he puts it up, so you're going to tell it until he puts it up. All right. So go right ahead, sir. Tell us what happened. We're excited and very happy for you.
Well, what happened is that the government of Guyana, it's an autocratic government. It's what we call a let me call it what we call it ethnocracy, where they use the resources of the country and national patrimony mostly for the benefit of their own ethnicity or political base, ethnic political base. And so we have this racial problem in Ghana. We've had it from since independence in the 60s. And so I have been speaking out because throughout history, the People's Progressive Party have racist extremists and they're anti-black. Not everybody, but generally. And they in 19 between 19 1960 and 1964, when this PPP government, People's Progressive Party, lost elections, I'm going back into history, they almost burned Guyana to the ground. They went into African Guyanese villages and killed people, shot and killed people, chopped them up, burned them, burned their homes, burned their villages. And so people fled. You had instability. In Guyana, if you visit Guyana, you'll see blacks living by themselves and East Indians living by themselves. Black villages, black towns, black villages, black towns. That's because in the 1960s, when we had the disturbances, this civil war, blacks went to live together and Indians went to live together. We live like that until now. Of course, there are some differences. You have some mixed villages. Coming down, so they lost power in 1964.
Yes.
And the People's National Congress government came to power. The People's National Congress is a multiracial party. It's now merged with others, and it's called the APNU.
APNU, yes.
A Partnership for National Unity. But in the PNC government, it has always been multiracial. As a matter of fact, at one point in time when I was a child, you had the president who was black, the prime minister who's black, but then you had 5 East Indian vice presidents, and half of the cabinet was East Indian. When I became of age and I began into politics at age 16, and I joined the youth movement of that party under President Hoyt, you had the same thing. You had Prime Minister Hoyt, you had Prime Minister Hamilton Green, and you had about 4 other vice presidents who were Indian, and exactly half of the cabinet, I could name them because I was a special assistant to the president. And so that party has always been a multiracial party. In 1992, the PNC lost power, and the PPP came to power. Basically, the international community put them into power. And immediately, they started discriminating against black people. They fired most of the blacks from the senior positions in the public service. All our black ambassadors were fired. As a matter of fact, there was a woman who was an ambassador serving as a consul general in New York by the name of Thelma Singh. They didn't fire her. And when the foreign minister, then Clement Rowe, he came to New York and actually realized she was a black woman with an East Indian name, they fired her. Right? And they could challenge what I'm saying is unassailable because it's the fact. And when they fired these people, they refused to pay them. The court had to order them to pay them. And then they took years before they complied with the court order. And then they started killing young black men who they saw as resistant to their ethnocracy. They started shooting protesters. For the first time in my lifetime, I saw protesters being shot. And this party has been shooting at protesters all the time. Every time they're in power, they shoot and kill protesters. Now, I started speaking out against it. Barrett Jagde, when he was president, he formed these death squads. He and his government formed these death squads. This is not alleged, this is a fact. They formed the death squads. The Minister of National Security was the head of the death squad. And how do you think we found out that? Somebody leaked his telephone records. And he was in daily communication with the killers. His name is Ronald Gadrach. And these people systematically killed out people. They're trying to say they formed the death squad to hunt down prison escapees because the police officers couldn't be trusted. Nonsense. They had a secret murder for hire gang killing out people throughout society. According to President David Granger, when he was president, the stats showed 1,400 people were killed during that period of time, most of whom were young black men. We saw that as a genocide and we started calling for an investigation. Now, when there's a gentleman by the name of Roger Kahn who was heading this gang, and he put out a full-page ad in the newspapers saying that the government hired him and his gang to compliment the work of the police force. Boldly, he said that. So Roger Khan's gang they were doing all these killings. And I'll tell you about his fate. They killed a journalist, broadcast journalist just like you, Ronald Waddle, my friend's dad. He was speaking out just like you on a television program. One day, when he was going home, they sent somebody to conduct surveillance of his home. When he arrived, they called the death squad. They shot him multiple times. And later on, Roger Khan was brought here for trial. I'll come to that. But during his trial, I need to put this in. During his trial, the United States Justice Department in federal court in New York, before Justice Dora Izari, the United States Justice Department put on evidence in the case to show that when Ronald Waddle was murdered, was shot, and his family was taking him to the hospital, Roger Khan, the head of the death squad, called the then Minister of Health and told him, "We have shot him. He's being taken to the Georgetown hospital. Let him die," quote unquote.
And they have this information. How do you get this?
It's in the court records. That's the testimony.
Testimony. I see. So that's the testimony.
One of the people who was involved in the shooting of Ronald Waddle testified that when they went back to their gang headquarters and they were discussing it with the head of the gang, in his presence, the head of the gang, Roger Khan, picked up the telephone, called the then Minister of Health, and told him, "We got him. He's been taken to the Georgetown hospital. Tell the doctors, let him die." Not Burke speculating. Testimony put on by the United States Justice Department.
Wow.
Let me fast forward. Roger Khan and his gang killed out so many people in Guyana, and they were also involved in drug to fund their activities and shipping drugs to the United States. The United States government started tracking him. The United States government then sanctioned the government of Guyana under the Bush administration, and he escaped to Suriname. They started to engage the army and the police force to get him. They even had federal agents in Guyana tracking him. He escaped to Suriname. When he escaped to Suriname, he linked up with his drug network there, and the US government had engaged the Attorney General of Suriname, then who is Santoki, now the president, outgoing president of Suriname. And he ordered the Suriname army and police, law enforcement, to track him in Suriname. They then put together a plot to kill Santoki. And I don't know how the intelligence unfolded, but they caught him in Suriname.
Wow. And you're alleging that this was being organized at a governmental level and through the security forces of the country?
His activities in Guyana was in coordination with the government, the Minister of National Security, and members of the Guyana police force, some of whom are still in the police force now, junior officers, then senior officers now. So when he was caught in Suriname, Suriname deported him on a plane. And while he was on that plane, the United States government ordered the plane to land in Trinidad and Tobago. And when the plane landed in Trinidad and Tobago, the FBI and DEA agents arrested Roger Khan, brought him to the United States, tried him. He was convicted.
Okay.
And he was jailed for 15 years. Hold on. The man think he's so bad that when he was in jail, he arranged through his lawyer to hire a hitman to kill that same witness that testified.
So let
about
me
what
ask you
happened.
something. So you're saying, okay, so what you're saying is that this person was convicted in the US and spent 15 years, and you are alleging that this man ordered a hit on somebody else in Guyana when he was in jail?
Nothing Guyana, nothing Guyana. The guy was here testifying in court. I'm not alleging, I'm stating a fact because this is
Okay.
court records. This happened. This
Okay.
happened. While he was in jail on trial, he, Roger Khan, according to the government, United States Justice Department, ordered a hitman, ordered a hit on the witness that testified that he killed Ronald Waddle.
Ah.
And his lawyer at the time arranged the hitman. And the mistake they made, Marcia, when they went to hire the hitman turned out to be an FBI agent undercover. His lawyer then was charged with witness tampering, witness intimidation, and went to jail for 20 years, more than Roger Khan. Right? Good. So before the United States government stepped in and started to pursue Roger Khan, I, Rickford Burke, and a team of my executive members from the Caribbean Guyana Institute for Democracy went to the United States State Department and met with the Assistant Secretary of State for the Western Hemisphere and his deputies to present information about what these guys were doing and demonstrated the complicity of Barjagdev's government. And the United States government took that information, and the rest is history. Now, we have been, since then, championing, demanding justice for these people that were killed.
Ah, right. So that is what that has been, because since we've met, that has been what you have been doing.
Exactly.
Let me pause you right there and say, Barbadians who are watching, have you been listening to what Mr. Bird is saying? He's actually a lawyer, guys.
And everything I'm saying, they could go on Google and see the fact. You could request the court records. You could request everything.
But what I want them to do is, because he's here talking, he's going to talk to us about the cybercrime bill and how the government, the Guyana government, who they instituted that cybercrime bill, and how they lost in court concerning this man you see on the screen. You know what we're dealing with in Barbados. You see the elevation, escalating of the crime situation. So you know there's also an orchestrating, I'm telling you, Mr. Burke, with this thing, with the crime and how some people are planning to use this crime, the criminal elements in the country. I want you to listen with those ears tonight, Barbadians. Share this link. This is education for us, for what they are trying to bring in Barbados. But continue, sir.
Yeah, I'm giving a history of why the government started to pursue me.
Yes.
So we started to demand justice. And we've been at it. Barjagdev, who was the then president, he and I clashed so many times over this issue. Now, Barjagdev's strategy is anybody who comes up against him that he finds as a formidable opponent or enemy, he tries to criminalize them.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those people that were murdered, the PP's position was they were criminals. They're criminals. And Marcia, there has been no investigation. All of these people have been murdered. No investigation. Ronald Waddle, no investigation. And we have been demanding this. We formed CGID because they wrongfully locked up Mark Benchka.
Tell us what is CGID.
At the time we formed this organization, CGID, we formed it in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of it was Guyana Institute for Democracy. But we were such fierce and staunch advocates for Mark Benchka, who the government arrested because he was protesting and charged him with treason. Barjagdev again. And we carried out an international campaign until he was freed. And other Caribbean nationals joined the organization because they saw how effective we were. So we had Jamaicans, Grenadians, Haitians, Trinidadians, and Barbadians who joined. So we decided like, hey, these guys are not Guyanese, so let's change the name. But we add Caribbean to the front of the name. We didn't want to take out Guyana because that was the origin of the thing. So throughout history, I mean, throughout this whole period, we have been campaigning for justice for these people. And then coming up to the elections in 2015, PPP activists at the time murdered Courtney Camuing. He was an APNU political activist. He was campaigning for the APNU at the time he was murdered. He had the literature. He was going throughout the community with a loud hailer, calling on the people to vote for the APNU, and people who stopped, he was giving them flyers. Prior to that, there was an issue with the Attorney General, then who's the current Attorney General, Anil Nanlal, where Courtney Camuing felt that he did something egregious. And Courtney Camuing mounted a one-man protest at the Attorney General's office. And according to police records and Camuing's family, he was threatened with death. I have those records. Courtney Camuing was threatened twice. Twice. And according to a document I saw, which was submitted to the FBI, he was called into an office, into the Attorney General's office, and told plain that I will kill you. No.
Sir, listen, guys. No, I'm here. My blood is chilling what you're talking about here. And somebody actually,
and like I said, I have documentation to back up everything I said.
Someone just sent me the YouTube clip with the whole thing you're saying. Now, what I'm saying to Barbadians, those of you in other political parties that listen, because I am telling you, this is where they are trying to head. You hear what I tell you? This is where they
That's not happening. There's Marcia, there's no way Barbadians will put up with what Guyanese have been accepting in Guyana. No way. It wouldn't happen in any other country in the world. It would not. We are too passive. But let me talk about this young man. I am particularly angry about this young man's murder. Now, when this guy was murdered, the police arrested Kwame McCoy, who's currently the Minister of Public Affairs in the Office of the President. And police were investigating the current Attorney General, Anil Nanlal, and his security. Matter of fact, if you Google the police reports around the time, witnesses said that the vehicle that pulled off after Mr. Camuing was murdered was registered to the Attorney General's chambers. The police investigated this matter, and that was it. That was it. The police investigation just ended. Nobody knew what the results were. Nobody was ever charged. There was never justice for this young man. That's what happens in Guyana when you're black and you're murdered by people associated with those in politics of a certain party. Now, I became a champion for justice for this young man as well. This young man, Ronald Waddle, the 1,400 blacks who were killed, and everybody else who faced injustice in Guyana. And I began to speak out about the corruption, about blacks not getting contracts from the government, about the government starving black villages and regions and towns for resources. And so I became a target. And what is the memo? It's the MO of the People's Progressive Party? Criminalize you, right? If you speak out against the government, this political party, whenever they're in government, whenever you become a vocal critic, you end up like Ronald Waddle and Courtney Camuing, or you end up like Mark Benchka. I am convinced, Marcia, you know, I was doing an interview with the FBI earlier this year, and I told them, if I were in Guyana, I would be the third outspoken political activist that would have been murdered. I am convinced of that. They would have killed me, and nothing would have come of it. Well, officially, because I don't think my family and the rest of Guyana would have accepted it. So there would have been some serious consequences that would impact the country for history. But so what do you think they decided to do? They sat down in a back room and decided we go framework and make you into a criminal. And that's exactly what they try to do. So
they were going to frame you and make you into a criminal.
That's what they try to do. So, and I've been speaking out here in the United States of America, and I'm very connected to very powerful politicians in this country from both parties. And I started getting information that the government of Guyana has been sending some serious letters to the American government. Rickford Burke is a criminal. He must be arrested. The Guyana embassy sent 7 complaints to the United States government for me. 7. And in addition to that, the Attorney General of Guyana, Anil Nanalal, wrote the United States government 3 times about me, complaining for me. In addition to that, anybody from the Justice Department that goes to Guyana, be it United States Marshals, prosecutors, FBI, he complains to them for me. And I'll tell you why. Because as far as I'm concerned, he feels, you know, he feel away. Let me put it that way. He feel away. There's another word I want to use, but I'm on your show. I'm not on my show. But so we, from time to time, CGID gets complaints, and some other social media influencers get complaints about people being unjustly treated in Guyana. So one day, I was going through my messages on social media, and I saw this woman sent me 7 messages consecutively. 7 messages, 7 days. And I was like, let me read this thing. I read it, and she's like, I need help. BM Sold Car Dealership is trying to bankrupt my family. And then she said, my son took a car from them. They came and took away the car, and they took back my car. And I was like, what? All right. So I messaged her back. I was like, what's the issue? And then she called me. And I don't take social media calls, but I took that call. And she explained to me that her son went to this car dealer, bought a car, but in order to buy the car, you have to have a guarantor. And the guarantor must have assets. And the assets must be signed over to this car dealership upon agreement of becoming the guarantor. And then when I read the contract that these people have to sign, they don't own the car. It's like they're renting the car. And then the people started to say that after they signed the contract, there are all sorts of papers added to it that they did not see or read or initial. So then she said her son was going into hospital. Her son works offshore. And he's going into hospital for kidney stone surgery or something like that. And he called them and said, I would be late on my payment this month because I'm having surgery. But when I'm done, within 2 weeks, I'll pay. And then she said they came to her home when the guy did not miss his payment, her son. They came to her home and they took his car and her car because her car was used as the collateral. But I'm like, that can't make no sense because the car that you're buying is the collateral. The car that you buy. So how come? She said, I don't know, Mr. Burke, whatever it is. And then she said, I know other people who have the same problem. I said, okay, have them message me. 8 persons messaged me. And so I made a post And CGID made a post, and we said this company has been defrauding their customers, and they must pay them back. And the police must investigate them. Marcia, when I did that, 1,900 people went under that post and made the exact same complaint. So they got angry, and these people are members of the ruling party. They're friends with the president, the attorney general, and the vice president, Jack Dale. They finance the ruling party. They think they're above the law. They're powerful. So they called a young attorney by the name of James Bond and complained to him that, look, you know, your friend Rickford, you know, got our company being attacked by people and da 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 da. So James called me and asked me if I can take the post down, and I said no. And then he said, okay, the owner's going to call you. And the owner called me. And Marcia, when the owner called me, I am sure I recorded the call because I know that these guys like to lie and frame people. So I recorded the conversation. And he called me and he's like, the post is very damaging. It's affecting their business. People are calling and say that they're robbing people and da 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 da. If I can have the people who have this problem come to me and I present, I said, what? No, I'm in America.
Mm-hmm.
How about if the people go to you?
Mm-hmm.
He said, yes. And I said, because I'm not taking down the post. And then he said, okay, could you adjust the post to say, anybody who have this problem, contact me. I'm the general manager.
Mm-hmm.
Contact the general manager. I give you the name. I said, fine, I'll do that. And I did that. And then he asked me if I could give him the information of the 8 people plus 1 who had complained to me. And I sent it to him. And then a friend of mine, who's an American, was in Guyana. He was doing business. And he contacted me and said, I bought a Range Rover from these guys and they're refusing to give me the title. And they didn't pay the taxes and one confusion. So I messaged him back and said, hey, listen, look this issue as well. So by then, within a few days, a senior police officer made contact with me and said, they're trying to frame you, be careful. I'm like, they can't frame me because I ain't commit no crime. Next thing you know, I'm hearing on the news, a wanted bulletin was issued for me for attempting to extort the businesses and committing defamation of the business. And the vice president of Guyana, the police commissioner of Guyana, and the attorney general of Guyana have all gone, well, the commissioner of police through press statements, but the attorney general and the vice president went on national television and said Rickford Burke is a criminal. He has a criminal network where he's calling business people in Guyana, telling them, I have dirt on you, and if you don't pay me certain money, then I will expose this dirt. Totally made up story. And on that basis, they told this owner of this BM dealership to go and make a report that I send men to him to extort money from him so that I wouldn't. No, it's a contrary story. And if I don't get the money, I would not take down the post. Some nonsense like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just laughed at it. So I then sent that to the FBI with a complaint. So this matter came up. They charged Darwin Bess as well. The guy who complained to me about his Range Rover.
Right.
They charged him. But later on, what we found out is that the owner of this car dealership called 2 men known to Darwin Bess and say, hey, we want to pay you to do 2 things. We want to pay you to hack in to this. There is a news site based in New York. I didn't know where it was based, but now I find out it's based in New York that would carry our articles and share posts and so many newsworthy called Guyana News Network. And Guyana News Network had carried a full-blown article on the crookishness and skullduggery of this car dealership. So he called these two men and said, we will pay you to hack into this website and take down that story and try to see if you could hack into Burke's Facebook page and take down the story, and we're going to pay you $150,000. In addition to that, we have video now showing they're telling him, break into Darwin Best's office and thief back the documents about the Range Rover. We have it on video. So the guy, and how I'm knowing all of this now is because of the police interviews with the men that they arrested. So the man now gone and trying for hacking to me Facebook to take down the story, hacking to GNN website to take down the story, and they couldn't do it because they told them they could do it. They couldn't do it. And when they couldn't do it, this guy arranged with the police to arrest them for extortion, for the money he paid them to do that. And that's why, that's how they come up with this whole story. So the police officers were so outraged about what they were trying to do that the police officers sent us the entire file, all of the video interviews. That's what you just put up one on the thing just now. All of the interviews and everything, and that's how we got the real story. So Barrett Jagdale, the Attorney General Anil Nandlal, and the police sat down and cooked up this story. Now here we confuse them. First of all, the plan fell apart because Nandlal came out with a story on his Facebook page saying, I attempted to extort $90 million from the people. Then the police charged the young man with extorting the $150,000 from these two men. I don't know. I don't even know the men, never see them, never hear about them, whatever. I don't know them. So then they write the US, they're trying to get, remember, I'm the big target. They wrote the US and said, Rickford Burke sent men in Guyana to extort these business people. US said, okay, send us the evidence. They sent some cockamamie story from this owner of this dealership saying that I threaten me. I say if you don't give over the money, something. The thing don't even make no sense, Marcia. But that's what they were running with. Now, the US rejected whatever they wrote the US for. US rejected it. They come again. They said, okay, let us carry the matter to court. And when Burke does show up in court, we're going to get a magistrate to issue a warrant for his arrest. And then we're going to go to Interpol. Because remember, the objective is to get me to come to Guyana so they could kill me.
Right, yes. Because
that's the objective.
They want to kill you. Wow.
Exactly. So they don't plan this whole thing, you know. So they said, okay, the magistrate said, but you're asking me for a warrant? I don't even have anything saying this young man was served with this charge. Because that's the process. You got to serve me with a charge and then put me before the court if I'm charged with something in Guyana. Now, in order to, a magistrate cannot sign a summons to somebody outside of Guyana. So in order to get the magistrate to sign the thing, they tricked the magistrate and wrote on the summons that I went to Guyana and commit the crime. So the magistrate signed the summons. And then the police commissioner got a senior officer, an assistant superintendent, sent him to the same owner of the car dealership, who then gave this young man, his name is Sarabo, he's now a deputy superintendent, Rodwell Sarabo, sent Sarabo to the same car dealership owner, who then gives Sarabo a ticket and money to fly from Guyana all across the continent of South America to North America, came to the United States of America, conducted surveillance of my home, saw my movements, monitor my movements and so on.
In the US?
In the United States, yes. So one morning I was going to, on the 16th of December, 2023, I was going to church. I was not alone. There was somebody who with me who had a gun. And when he came to pick me up, he said to me, there's a man outside videoing your home and taking pictures. I said, okay, so when I have cameras all around my home. So when we went to look in the camera, we didn't see him. So I'm like, oh, okay, God, all right, because we know what was going on. The FBI is monitoring this thing. NYPD is monitoring this thing. The government of Guyana did not know this was a big issue here because we didn't say anything. I'm now leaving my home to, and I'll send that video to David. I'm now leaving my home with the young man who came to pick me up. And as soon as I opened my door, they dashed into my yard from a parked car across. So that's what they were hiding in this car. So as soon as I came out of I opened the door. Now my home is, you have my front door, a patio, and then a grill. The entire patio is grilled up, and then a grill gate. So I get to the grill, the guy was there pushing something into my face, my hand, showing me something. So I looked at it. So I didn't have all my contacts, so I didn't even know what it was. And then all I did was saw at the top of it the Guyana coat of arms. And I just asked him to leave my premises. I locked my door and I ran, came down my stairs. I always run down the step, and went to the car. As I was going to the car, the guy followed me, accosting me. Yeah, you will serve, whatever. We have a video of that. I left my yard and he's still in the yard. But Marcia, the only reason that they were able to leave my yard in one piece is because it was my Sabbath. I was on my way to church and I was not going to make the devil tempt me. So when we left, we circled the block. And when we came back, we saw him in my yard again, tampering with my mailbox, taking pictures with open my mail, taking pictures of the mail. Like if you want to verify, yes, somebody's getting mail here.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him do that, and then they came down the step. In the meantime, we called the police. But by the time the police arrived, they had left. When the police came they put this document that I refused on my step. When the police came and they saw what it was, I didn't read it. The police said, did this guy, and both of them had guns, by the way, they were armed.
You mean the guys that came to serve with the paper were armed?
So the police officer from Guyana came to the United States, acquired an illegal gun, and came to my house with a process server who's worked with lawyers here. And he hired him and they came to my house, both of them with guns. Now, once the police heard that, they called in the Joint Terrorism Task Force and they called in the FBI because they considered it an act of international terrorism. FBI came, FBI took the documents they left on my stairs as evidence. They said they wanted to test it for fingerprints and DNA. And so they took those documents. The next day, the Monday, the Vice President of Guyana announced to the country that they sent a police officer to my home to serve me. Now I don't have an excuse for not coming to Guyana to go to court. And then the Attorney General of Guyana and the police commissioner issued statements saying they have a right to do that and they will do it to any Guyanese in any country of the world who criticize the government. They boldly said that. Now, before they said that, I issued a statement saying gunmen came to my home. So the world knew.
Yes.
So they had to issue, now the government issued a formal statement saying, I am lying, it wasn't gunmen, it was police officers from Guyana who came to serve me. And the mistake they made, they confirmed in writing that not only did they violate United States sovereignty, they committed an act of transnational repression. They're so bright, Marcia, they admitted in writing that they violated United States sovereignty. Now, once that statement was issued, the State Department called in the Guyana ambassador and gave him a warning. I thought that the Biden administration was too weak with regard to this issue, but the FBI kept pursuing the issue. The FBI kept pursuing the issue. Now, the government of Guyana then and the police issued a statement saying, that young man you see sitting there on the right, he was one of the men they arrested, confessed that he spoke to me and I sent him to extort money from this businessman. That is the official statement the government of Guyana issued. The vice president went on television and said that. The attorney general went on television and said that. I then got my attorneys in Guyana to challenge the document they left on my step, because I know what they want to do. They want to go to the magistrate and say, I was served. They want a warrant for my arrest, which they will then send to Interpol, put out an alarm all across the world that Rickford Burke fled the jurisdiction. That's what the commissioner said. I fled the jurisdiction and I'm now a wanted fugitive. I mean,
I remember reading that. I remember reading that.
Marcia, if I was not the person with the kind of fortitude, and I was not a warrior, and I did not know the law, and I did not have access to attorneys and access to people of power, they would have killed me. They would have gotten me killed. And the world would have thought that I was a wanted fugitive shot to death. Yes. That's what they did with all of those 1,400 people. So the matter went to court. And in addition to that, the Attorney General boldly, the Attorney General of Guyana boldly wrote the United States government and said, we served him a summons. We sent a police officer to his home in Brooklyn and served him. He think he's so bad and powerful. He wrote the State Department and tell the state admitting that they violate U.S. law, violate U.S. sovereignty, violated international law.
Listen, so we have 7 minutes to go. So, no,
so let me get to the ruling. I had to get that to background because they've been lying all the time. So the Chief Justice then presided over the matter, and the Chief Justice ruled last Friday. The Chief Justice.
So let's clarify. So this is now in Guyana. So the case came up in Guyana because we had somebody on here who's saying that you are lying. So if you're lying, it means that the Chief Justice ruled wrongly. So let's. I really want to say that because they love to say you're telling lies, but right. So you're going to tell me that the Chief Justice in Guyana then ruled wrongly. But so tell us what the Chief Justice said.
So the Chief Justice presided over the matter, and she ruled last Friday. She said, one, the police officer, the government sending the police officer to New York was a frolic. Two, she said they have no magistrate has powers beyond the jurisdiction of Guyana. She ruled that they lied to the magistrate. And she particularly said, had they informed the magistrate that I never came to Guyana in 27 years, the magistrate would not have signed the summons. And I've been saying all the time that they lied to the magistrate.
Go over the rulings to us again. Go over the rulings. And guys, I'm going to put up on my channel these videos are going to go up on my channel so that you can, but I want, for the sake of Barbados, and the reason, Mr. Burke, is why I want you to go over these rulings. How many of you remembered when Mr. Thorne was speaking concerning the cybercrime bill, and he challenged Marsha Cadell, and he said to her that you are not going to be able to reach into I'm not using the legal terms, but what our opposition leader, when they were seeking, they had a section, Mr. Burke, in our cybercrime bill, which stated that they would be able to reach into the diaspora, and they would be able to bring cybercrime through the cybercrime bill. They will be able to bring defamation charges and all of these kinds of issues against people in the diaspora.
So let me briefly tell you. I have the transcript of the ruling here.
Yes.
One, she said the service of the document was unlawful, that the police officer can't come into another jurisdiction and serve a summons. Two, she said the summons was not proper anyway. And then she said, they lied to the magistrate, and if they had informed the magistrate that I was not in Guyana, it therefore means she would not have signed that. Then she said, going directly to the charge, she's like, how could Mr. Burke be charged with a crime in Guyana when he's in the United States? And then she went on to say, you cannot, they're charged with criminal defamation and extortion. She said, you cannot charge somebody with criminal defamation. It is against the Constitution. And she struck down the criminal defamation statute in Guyana. And she went on to say that
and the cybercrime.
It's not the cybercrime law. The cybercrime has the same law. So that in effect has also been struck down. Because this is the Criminal Offensive Act. It has a section in it called criminal defamation. And it's a slavery law. Back in the day, they passed a law so that you can't say nothing bad but the slave owner. So that's the law, slavery law they charged me with. So what she said is that it violates the constitutional provision of free speech. And she said that Jamaica, Grenada, and some other countries already got rid of that. And she struck it out of the law. Gone. But then what she also said is she spoke about the dishonesty. And then she said the Attorney General had published to the world that I accepted this summons and said I understand it. And the Chief Justice made sure she pointed out, she said the police officer said in his affidavit that Mr. Burke refused to accept this summons and he left it on his stairs. I mean, the ruling is she hasn't issued a written ruling as yet. I'm reading from the transcript of her ruling. This was most devastating. She excoriated the government. She obliterated them. The woman could not believe that a government did this. And the Attorney General argued the case, The Attorney General appeared in this case to argue that the People's Progressive Party government has the power to violate in a national law, violate United States sovereignty, violate United States law to come to me, to attack me at me house in America. Let that sink in. The Attorney General of Guyana, on several occasions, he said it on his show, and then he went to court and argued that the PPP government of Guyana, so powerful that they have the right to violate international law, violate the sovereignty of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, and violate United States law to come here to commit transnational repression crime. Now, what is left, Marcia, is the action here. That's where we're going to get a laugh. That's where we're going to get a laugh. When we go to federal court in America.
Oh my God. I'm here saying, and I what I wanted to say, and I'm hoping, because I must make this correlation. I must cause us in Barbados to remember when Mr. Thorne went to bat on our behalf. You remember that in the Joint Select Committee, and he was letting them know you are not going to be able to reach into any diaspora, and touch any Bajans in the diaspora. And they had to remove that from the cybercrime bill. You remember, folks? And this is the only person that was able to raise that publicly was Mr. Thorne. And you see that it was struck down in Guyana. The same thing that Mr. Thorne was speaking about. That's the point I want us to hear, folks. And that's why you need people who understand the law that will be able to defend the public. And that's what Mr. Thorne was able to do. Listen, oh my goodness. Well, we are so happy. First of all, we're happy you're not in Guyana.
But Marcy, let me tell you what is most important. The fact that she struck down this law means that the law, it's a precedent throughout the Commonwealth jurisdiction, jurisprudence.
Explain.
So this ruling now is going to be taught in law schools. This ruling now sets a precedent in the Commonwealth jurisprudence. And it therefore means that anybody else challenges these kinds of laws anywhere in the Commonwealth, the judge will have to be guided by this precedent.
Wonderful.
Now, in addition to that, the Cybercrime Bill of Guyana gives the magistrate, it says, a court in Guyana shall have jurisdiction in respect of any offense under this act that was committed wholly or in part in Guyana or in any other country. That gone. She just said a magistrate or a court in Guyana only has jurisdiction in the geographical boundary territory of Guyana. So obviously this aspect of the cybercrime bill has been nullified as well.
Wow. My God. Well, I know you went through a whole lot, but people like me happy.
Well, you know, the police licking their wounds, but at the same time say they have irrefutable evidence that Rickford Burke committed extortion, and therefore we will now seek his extradition. It's so embarrassing to the country. It's so embarrassing. I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, the Chief Justice in our ruling, I'm not sure if you have the recording by Gordon Mosley's newscast.
Let's play we have our next guest that is lined up. I see Mr. Spencer is there. I hope Mr. Spencer is listening to this. He's a Calypsonian, and you know they're going to want to try to get him through the cybercrime bill in all kinds of different ways, because he's a man that don't mince words. So Colin Spencer is coming up, folks. You're right. So you wait right there. But Dave, can you play the one with the ruling, please? The one with the news. It's a news item. Go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead. I'm continue, Mr. Burke, until Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, they said they're gonna extradite me. Okay, there you go.
Yes, go ahead, Dave. Thank you.
For today, Friday, the 20th day of June in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George, in a major ruling this morning, declared that a charge of criminal libel is unconstitutional, as she dismissed a charge that had been filed by the police against overseas-based Guyanese human rights and political activist Rickford Burke. The acting Chief Justice also ruled that a move by the police to have one of its officers travel to the U.S. to serve a summons on Mr. Burke was unlawful. On the charge of defamatory libel, Justice George said she has concluded that Section 113 of the Criminal Offences Act, Chapter 801, is unconstitutional, as being in violation of Article 146, which guarantees freedom of expression. The judge told the court that a threat of state action through criminal law amounts to overreach and does not fall within the exceptions to Article 146, which guarantees freedom of expression. Acting Chief Justice George said if someone feels aggrieved by what has been said about them, they may file a civil suit, and it should not be for the state, through any law enforcement arm, to charge persons for criminal defamation. She said in the particular case against Mr. Burke, the charges are vague, as they do not specify what exactly are the defamatory libel that were published. She said it is not enough on a criminal charge to simply say that someone has been libeled, explaining that an accused must know precisely what are the words allegedly used by him or her that led to the charge. The acting Chief Justice said the charges do not disclose what is the alleged defamatory language stated, and the summons that was produced by police officer Sarabo did not refer to Section 33. She said it remains a mystery what laws were being used to file the charges against Burke. The judge also questioned how it is that Burke was being accused of a crime at Lusignan in Guyana when he has been living in the U.S. for 27 years and has never returned. She said it is evident that the prosecution did not disclose to the magistrate that Mr. Burke was not in Guyana and could not have been at Lusignan as stated in the charge because he resides overseas and had been so for many years without having returned. Justice George said if that was disclosed to the magistrate, then she most likely would have declined to have issued a summons under her hand against Mr. Burke. The judge also said the service of the summons on Mr. Burke in the U.S. was unlawful, since the summons would only have efficacy within the geographical boundaries of Guyana. She says service of a summons outside of the jurisdiction of Guyana means that such service would be unlawful and therefore invalid. Justice George concluded that the proposed service of the summons was not established, and in any event, it was unlawful. She queried whether advice was even sought from the Director of Public Prosecutions on the issue and the charges against Burke. The acting Chief Justice awarded costs for the applicant in the matter, Rickford Burke, in the sum of $500,000 from each of the named respondents. The police had filed a charge against the activist Rickford Burke following a complaint from the owner of BM Soot Auto Sales, Afraz Mohammed, about statements that Burke allegedly carried on his social media page from disgruntled customers of the car dealership. Mr. Burke was represented by senior counsel Roysdale Ford in the matter. More news coming up in just a moment.
Wow.
That's a
Wow.
comprehensive report on the Chief Justice order. Ruling.
I'm telling you, listen, I am sitting here, and this is why I know you said it would have been good to have a lawyer on the show. And so we are sending the information to a lawyer here, because I would love for them to look at this, Barbados, in light of the cybercrime bill, which they're seeking to criminalize us and to jail us up to 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? So this I believe, I'm not a lawyer, you are a lawyer, but I believe that this will have some bearing on what happens in Barbados.
Well, nowhere, I don't think nowhere in the Caribbean or in the Commonwealth jurisprudence, any law that charges people for criminal defamation or criminal libel is valid. This judgment sets the precedent, and it nullifies that law. It is now up to the legislatures of the countries or the courts to ensure that these laws are off the book. These laws are slavery laws. And it had to take people from the PPP with slavery mentality and a slavery view of Black people speaking out against them to go and invoke this old slavery law to try to silence African Guyanese who were critics of people who are in the PPP who are of a different ethnicity.
Yes. Well, I am so happy. There are two things here. The one about the reaching into another jurisdiction. Mr. Thorne here in Barbados, he made sure that the public knew that they couldn't do that. And now with this result here, I know it's going to affect what they do here in Barbados. Mr. Burke, I want to thank you for sharing your experience. I'm not even going to say a story. This is a serious. This is a life and death. They really wanted to kill this man. They wanted to kill this man. They want him to come home to Guyana so that they could kill him. And I just want to say to you, Mr. Burke, we thank God that you are, first of all, alive. And second of all, because I've been following you. I've been following this. And you see, there's a reason, because it comes back now that we in Barbados, Colin Spencer, all of the Calypsonians, everybody will benefit. I believe. I will talk to a lawyer in Barbados, but I believe we're going to benefit from this ruling here in Guyana. Well, sir, thank you so much. And can I just tell you that our opposition leader from Barbados here is going to be in New York. And I really would love if you could meet up with him. Dave, can you put that back up on the screen? And have a chat with him, lawyer to lawyer, on this issue here. Dave, if you could put that back on the screen. It's going to be Sunday, July 13th. And I'm going to send you I'll send you this flyer, because I want you to have a conversation with him, because they ain't going to lock me up in here.
Well, I welcome meeting with anybody, whether it's from the government or from the opposition. I've met with the Prime Minister of Barbados before, members of our government, and I'll be happy to meet with the opposition leader if he so desires.
Yes. So, I will send this to you, and you can make the person in the US. I could give them your number and see. The reason it's not for political reasons. It's the protection of the citizens, right?
Well, of course, I'm president of the Caribbean Guyana Institute for Baptistry, so that's within our purview to ensure that people's rights are preserved.
Because I remember you said Bajans are part of it, so that's why I'm saying to have a conversation. Hopefully, schedule allows, and that because we are concerned about this cybercrime bill. Okay, thank you so much, Mr.
Thanks for having me. Good night, everybody.
Oh my gosh, this has been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Congratulations, and sleep good in your bed tonight.
I've always slept well. I'm not a criminal.
All right. All right. God bless you. Oh my goodness. Wasn't that something else? Oh Lordy. And Mr. Colin Spencer is coming in. I want Dave to play his song. Dave, I hope you have the song ready, because let me tell you, they try to put our Calypsonians under such scrutiny and under such fear. Everything defamation, so that they don't speak. The Calypsonians, they are the first activists in the Caribbean, and they will remain. So play that song for me.
Calypsonians get serious. Calypsonians get real. Cause we must let our songs reflect how the country feels. People are under pressure, especially the poor black man. And wanna cracking jokes like if one of his comedians. Now tell me, how can we be writing nation-building songs when the list of people's complaints is so very long? If you don't know what your role is, look, keep out of the tent, cause the present circumstances demand that we must comment. We sang about Dipper and Tom, we sang about Free, we lambast Arthur and Thompson, and of course Sandy. When it came to Frondell's short Lord, we crucify him. Now it's clear to me that Calypsonians afraid Mia Mottley. That's why they always bring in middle of the road commentary. And the Kaiso fans don't remember the melody. And one of them even misuse the Olympic symbol. But she should know nothing can enhance second-rate material. So get serious, Calypsonians. Get serious. La da da, la da da. Calypsonians get serious. Calypsonians go brave. But we need to be consistent with how we behave. Many people are suffering, so don't act like one don't know. And for history's sake, it must be recorded in Kaiso. It is true that we are facing censorship, but we have to use our skills to push back on it. Those who seek to curry favor and are frightened to offend. Truth be told, this Kaiso art form is misrepresented by the pen. We sang about Dipper and Tom, we sang about Free, we lambast Arthur and Thompson, and of course Sandy. When it came to Frondell's short Lord, we demolished him. Now it's clear to me that Calypsonians afraid Mia Mottley, whose government hasn't addressed crime and violence through the years. And now they're at funerals shedding Hollywood-style tears. They take we land and give it away to them Africans, but can't find any to give we people who still slaving on plantations. So get serious, Calypsonians. Get serious. La da da da, la da da da. Calypsonians get serious.
Well, I tell
Carol
you,
Robert Smith. Commentary will be poor
folks,
once the BLP in
we
office.
have the man himself
Cause
right
you ain't
here.
afraid of me yet. I'm getting handouts from her government. That is why they
We
say
have the man right here with us. Calypsonians, get serious. Listen, that's a sweet, 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 sweet melody. I mean, it's like, it's like your mom lashing you. You remember back in the day, Mr. Spencer, your mom lashing you and telling you how much she loves you. I'm doing this because I love you. And thinking when you finish getting the lashing, you want something to eat. This is how this melody seemed to us. You're lashing them, but it's just sweet. It's just sweet. Good night, Mr. Spencer. How are you?
Good night. I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It is great to see you tonight, sir. Great song. And I know you were listening, at least towards the end there, you would have heard the ruling against Miss for Mr. Rickford Burke, who they were trying to extradite from the
Okay.
US. Right, you heard all of it. And as a
Mm.
Calypsonian, there's that fear about defamation and then they're coming with this cybercrime bill and all of that. As you listen to Mr. Burke, what was going through your mind?
I didn't hear a whole lot of it, but what he was saying, it sounded quite frightening. Um, you know, the message that he was sending, or how they were trying to extradite him to Guyana. I mean, is that what the Caribbean has come to now politically? Sad. It's sad. Unfortunate. It's most unfortunate.
Yes, it is. Now, I want to say I want to say that since you came on the show, Mr. Spencer, and not just the show, even before the show, you have been laying it on the Calypsonians and saying to them, be true, be Calypsonians, be activists who, be the activists that you're supposed to be. And we're seeing something happening. There's a movement, there's a little something going on. And I don't know if Dave have some of those songs. We listen to a little bit of the chorus or the verses, or some of those that are seeking to really be that voice of the people and to speak to the government, to speak truth to power. Do you, in your estimation, think that some of the Calypsonians are now trying?
Yes, question to me?
Yes, to you. Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. Um, I'm hearing a different treatment with songs, but it's bound to happen. You can't sing about the moon and stars forever. So this was bound to happen. There's so much going on in the country that you as a writer you would have to take notice at some point. So this is the point right now. I've been listening to the radio quite often, and I'm hearing songs now that are dealing with the issues. Yeah, not in a apologetic language, but in the language that we have known social commentary across the Caribbean to be. So I'm always happy to hear songs that lend some kind of historic significance and importance to calypso, because with this music we should always be able to look back down the road and know or get a little glimpse into what was taking place in a particular island at a specific time. That's what we do as composers of social commentary.
Yes, yes. Now, you said the last time we were here that one of the reasons you believe, your opinion, of why the Calypsonians were not writing about the issues in Barbados and not criticizing the current government. In your estimation, you felt that some of them were afraid of the Prime Minister Mia Mottley.
Yeah, and it's in the song Get Serious. Yeah, they're
You
afraid.
and so if that is the case, why are they now? Why are we now here? Look at we just saw Spot the Light on here. Dave just showed that where we heard Classic came up with Spot the Light. Is it that he's no longer afraid of Mia Mottley?
Well, he never was really. He never was, but if persons are trying to protect their bread and butter,
Bread and butter.
their livelihood. So that is the end result of what they are writing. The government has reached out to a number of people in many different ways. Reached out to people that we know about, that the public knows about, and some that the public doesn't know about, to do different things on its behalf. So that's what you get. That's what is
But
coming out of the music.
so you said bread and butter. Let's break that down. Let's break that down because this is you're in the artist world and calypso, you're in that world. What does that look like? You said some of them they are afraid about their bread and butter. They want to make sure that they have bread and they have butter on the bread. Okay, so
Yeah.
break that down for me. What exactly does that mean?
Well, if you are if you were if an individual has been approached or handpicked to function on behalf of the government, to be a spokesperson
A
at, may,
spokesperson.
maybe at community level, you
Uh-huh.
wouldn't get certain types of comments or issues being dealt with in the work of that person or those persons. But the way I've always looked at it is this: if you have a business
Uh-huh.
that can only thrive when a particular political party is in office, something is either wrong with your business model, something is wrong with your product, something is wrong with what you are doing. If your business is good, if what you are offering the public is good, then you survive under any administration. I have
I
been a
see what
vo-
you're saying.
I have been a vocalist under all of the prime ministers in Barbados. I've never been without work. And if you are talented, I we are at a point where talented, educated people are singing some songs that you wonder if they care about Barbados.
Mm,
When
mm.
when when you when you analyze the song, what is this? I mean, like, where were you during the past 10 months of the year? Where were you? Where were you since last crop over? There's one thing after the other, one after the other, after the other, happening in the island, and there's nothing you can find to write about it. But another issue is that we like to, our writers like to, the best way we can put it is run behind topics. Run behind topics. I simplified means um, you write about the issue that was, to your mind, the most outstanding for the year,
Mm-hmm.
for the
Okay.
past since. So, all right. For example, I've heard at least 4 songs dealing with regathering.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in some way or the other. But even if this song title isn't regathering, and you have most of your chorus lines dealing with regathering, to the listener, it's a regathering song.
It's like it's almost like it's supporting we gathering.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, but
Not necessarily, but that's how
not
you hear it.
you hear regathering, regathering.
Mm.
So that's what I call running behind the topic.
Running behind. So, can I ask you a question there? Do you think that the writer on this same issue of bread and butter, because you broke it down for me, you only mentioned one way that they get the bread butter or they get bread is by being a spokesperson at a community level. They're handpicked, okay? But do you think that sometimes these artists, these calypsonians, might cleverly do something like that to get in the good books of the powers that be, so that they might get handpicked for something?
Oh yes, oh yes. Lots of people do that. Yeah, that generally is the way a lot of people have been operating. But then again, but we have to realize that most a number of these people are really they prefer to be called artists rather than calypsonians. A number of Bajans don't like the name, don't like the
Calypsonian.
title calypsonian.
So hold on a
It
minute.
comes
Why don't they like the name calypsonian? What is it? What's the difference in your mind?
because of what it represented years ago. Um, the mindset is that a calypsonian is not um, is not a title that's younger folks want to have. It's a name. It's a title for old people. It's a
Ah,
title for people, uneducated people. It's people. It's a title for people without a profession. Um,
wow.
there is a politician who I can't say, I wouldn't say knows me well, but I find that he start, and I had to laugh. He started. He used to call me by my name, either Colin or Spence or Spencer. But some he was involved with some political maneuverings, I may say, and ever since then, whenever he sees me, he calls me Calypsonian, and I smile. So I smile because it comes across to me that in his mind, this name Calypsonian is some derogatory title. So I smile at that. I have the same house that these professors have. It's probably bigger than theirs. So I when they use this, when he to be specific uses his title to address me, I just smile because it's stupid. It's quite dumb.
And you think that they are trying to use it in a derogatory manner.
Yeah,
But for us, I mean, when the history of calypsonians really is that they were the activists of our time.
oh yes, oh,
They were that's something that they should be proud of it.
oh
as
yes,
as somebody put here, classism really is what they're trying to push here. But the calypsonian was that person. Listen, if we had great calypsonians, we would need the show. If you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Spencer. If
yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah,
great calypsonians like Bag and all of them were at it, and Gabby and all of those that are not writing that way anymore, if we had them, we would need a show. Thank God for people like you, who every single year, at the expense of winning the crown, You advocate on behalf of the people. And you were talking about bread and butter. There's some things that you when you're writing, you might miss. You might never be chosen as a spokesperson from the government, of the government. What else? What are some of the other things that you might miss if you write the way that you, as a Calypsonian, you should write? What are some of the other things that you would miss? You could possibly miss.
Well, me personally, I don't miss anything.
Hmm.
I'm a
Well, some of
vocalist.
them, some of the others.
Um, People, artists are looking for gigs at shows. People
Hmm.
want
Gigs.
to gigs overseas, invited to certain types of functions. Um, those are the things that some people seem to be very interested in,
Hmm.
rather than being part of not a movement, but being part of the voice of the messenger that we have traditionally been. And for me personally, that is important, because I have always said that there is as much history and knowledge on the shelves of radio stations as there is at the University of the West Indies.
Yes. Yes, I see, Mr. This is excellent what you just said there. Very powerful statement. I see Kid Site, David Piggott, and I'm sure I sent him the link. I'm sure I sent Kid Site the link. He probably was not available. I know sometimes they have rehearsals and so on, but Mr. David Piggott, one of my absolute favorite persons in the world, is saying that Calypsonian is a social commentator,
Yes,
historian, a
yes,
storyteller. But
yes,
now many are just singers, which is what they just want to be called artists,
yes.
because they don't want to be able to do carry out what it is that they're meant to do. You see,
Mhm.
that is the thing there. Go ahead, Mr. Spencer.
No, that's what Said said is correct, and he's one of the few people that I have conversations with about calypso. There are very few people that I can have a real heart to heart, knowledge based conversation with, about calypso. He is definitely one. Serenada is another one. You know, Black Pawn is one. Yeah, there are not a lot of people. Stetson, I've had several conversations with him about calypso, but it's limited the number of people that you can, because even people who aren't involved, directly involved, seem to still be somewhat afraid to discuss calypso. It's reached an unfortunate stage.
Yeah. You know what's going in my mind, Mr. Spencer, and I'm just going to share the idea. It's been in my mind. I haven't even shared it with Dave for a couple of days now. I would like for us to use this show and for us to make our own vote. We make our own. We the loyal opposition. We vote for those calypsos that are that are where they're actual calypsos, where they who the calypso that I'm still formulating it in my head, but the calypso that we believe is telling the story, where Mr. Piggott have the social commentator, the historian, the storyteller, right, and who is advocating on behalf of the people, being an activist, the most activists. Dave will
Mhm,
help me with
mhm,
it. Calypso. And we vote on it by the end of July. We come on,
mhm.
we put it, we do it online. We, the loyal opposition, the Marcia Week show, we will put it on the YouTube page, and they go and we vote for the calypsos. That and at the end of it, we do something big, because we want to reward calypso. not Calypsonians. They have made, because they might not get any recognition through
Marcia,
the NCF. Yeah, go ahead.
Marcia, sorry. Can you? There's a comment there by Kid Sight. Can you tell me what it is or what it was? I'm not seeing it now.
Okay, this is the one about the money or about the Calypsonians?
This one here.
They said, but if they're rewarded financially in the competition, these young people will not change. Is that it?
Yeah, well, it was one just before that.
Just before that?
Imagine a Calypsonian something.
Imagine. Okay, you keep talking. I'll find it for you. Yes, I found it. Imagine a calypso singer sing an entire song about Ralph Thorne. Unprecedented. What does he mean? Explain.
Oh, there's a song. I heard like half of a song today for the first time. I think it's about Thorne. It may be Biggie Ivy. It may be Biggie. The entire song. Well, I didn't hear the end. I didn't hear the first verse, but it's something.
Right. I think the first verse is talking about a comment that he made to Wilfred Abrams. I heard the Biggie Irish. Dave, if you can find the song. Dave, can you find the Biggie Irish song for us? If Dave could find it. I don't know what he's I don't know what he is he saying that the entire song should not be about Thorne? I'm trying to understand what he's saying.
Yeah, yes, I think that's what he's saying. But I'm not even familiar with the comment. I don't even know when it took place, and I generally follow what's going on. But well, okay, for writers, which Kid Sight definitely is. For writers, you go around Barbados, let's say in the early months of the year, and people will tell you, "Oh man, you got a lot to sing about this year." But generally, they're just for a seasoned writer, a lot of the stuff only makes up about 2-3 lines in a song. There's nothing that we focus on to be in an entire song. But the public will see these little bits of issues, these little bits of statements as fitting into an entire song. But we don't, established writers don't view it that way. So Kid Sight is absolutely correct.
Ah, okay. Well, let's hear the song. And this is well, and after we hear the song, I'm going to keep you on here and get you in a little trouble, but you don't have to comment. I want to talk about the emblems because tomorrow, they have a meeting at this Queen's Park Steel Shed. Concerning the emblems, and we're not sure why it is there in the middle of us running and skipping from gunshots. Why are we meeting about our flag? Why are we meeting about the coat of arms? Why are we meeting about the anthem? What's wrong with them? So I'm gonna call on your activists part of being a Calypsonian and look at a couple of things. But let's hear this song. Please go ahead, Dave.
But minister's forcing me to do it. How you getting this anyway? How you got in this? How you got in this? How you got in this?
Big bassa in the House of Assembly. Very serious issue. It was quite thorny. Wilfred and Mr. Thorne in a political storm. Pandemonium in town. The whole procedure breaking down.
How you getting this anyway? How you got in this?
Ralphie asking how you getting this. Wilfred, how you getting this? Every time I start speaking, You combating it. Well, Fred, how you getting it? How you getting it? You got your big mouth running like a pipe leaking. How you getting this? Well, Fred, how you getting this? Look, you is a big disgrace. You better know your place. People malicious and officious. They do scandalous and they dangerous. That is why them in a mess. Can't stop minding people business. People malicious and officious. They do scandalous and they dangerous. That is why them in a mess. Can't stop minding people business.
Yes, this is G. Cardinal reporting here for Major Malicious News. We here so in George Street.
Mr. Blackett, Mr. Yearwood, wanna sing Talma. After them elections, when the BLP slaughter we made the decision that we must build back the party. Everything was going well, and anybody could tell. Then you came rapping, now the party topsy-turvy.
How you getting this anyway? How you got in this?
Steve asking how you getting this? How you getting this? You run from the BLP to come here and put out me. How you getting this? Ronnie asking how you getting this? I was the leader running the scene. You come and check me out clean. How you getting this? Tyra asking how you getting this? Look, we went to your street and shout and you get and you lock me out. People malicious and officious. They do scandalous and they dangerous. That is why them in a mess. Can't stop minding people business. People malicious and officious. They do scandalous and they dangerous. That is why them in a mess. Can't stop minding people business. Ralphie, 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 Ralphie.
This is G. Cardinal again reporting for Major Malicious News. We cross Pesto in Robert Street. Madam Prime Minister, let me hear your take on it.
Listen to me, Ralphie. This is the boss lady. You came here on bended knee and got opportunity. You don't have no loyalty to the B or the LP. You are just a phone Ralphie in the side of everybody.
How you getting this anyway? How you got in this?
Me asking how you getting this? How you getting this? Look, my Mario is a waste. We didn't want you in the first place. How you getting this? How you getting this? You gonna cross over, get out money and take over. Kurt asking how you getting this? How you getting this? Look, you can't be no boss, cause after election you lost. People malicious and officious. They do scandalous and they dangerous. That is why them in a mess. Can't stop minding people business. People malicious and officious. They do scandalous and they dangerous. That is why them in a mess. Can't stop minding people business. Ralphie, 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 Ralphie.
Wow. Well, I don't know how to judge Calypso. Calypso. I think let me put back up Mr. Sight's comment. He says, never has a Calypsonian sang a song about an opposition leader. It is Biggie Irie, signs of the times. And his opinion is that he's really frightened to sing about Mia Mottley. Now, one of the things I noticed about the song I went and I looked up the writers of the song. I researched this song a couple of days ago, and I smiled to myself. But it's interesting. I would love to hear your comment. Let me just read one more comment from somebody in the audience. This was a good comment. Somebody says, Big Irie, this is not the one I was looking for. There's somebody else was saying what sight means. Where's the person? Sight means that never before was a whole song done on opposition, instead as singing about the issues in the country. The NCF finance a lot of these songs, so don't expect anything different. I don't know. What are your thoughts about this song,
Actually, I try not to
Okay.
comment on people's songs um, until maybe after the season, because I once commented about someone's song about 20 years ago, and the person told me about it for many years. The guys are very
Well, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let you get into that
I
because
all I'll say about it is a little, it's a fun song.
it's a
It's a
fun
little,
song.
it's a fun song.
It's a
It's a
fun
fun
song. Okay, so we leave it. We leave it at that. I'm not.
because I when um when I wrote The Chosen Few, um, I was told, I was reliably informed that some of the persons' names that were called were very upset. Um, I can tell you for sure that since the song, I've 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 seen two of the people whose names were in the song. One looked the other way, and the other one looked at me like, man, this. It was one of these, like it looked like hatred. That's the best way I can put it.
Wow.
Yeah,
So they
yeah,
get people get upset. You know, I imagine because I am a person, I love calypso, I love culture. And I'm always I either go to the semifinals or I go actually I like to go to the semifinals because that's where you get to hear everybody, most people.
yeah,
And they come out with their best trying to get to finals. I prefer the semifinals as long as I know it's long, but I prefer the semifinals.
mhm,
And I said to myself, I'm now considered a public figure. I understand that. I'm not off limits, Mrs. Spencer. They probably
yeah,
they could sing about me. I could go there and they put me in the peacock or whatever they want. I will get up and dance and sing. It's a song. That's what
yeah,
Calypso is supposed to make a comment, a
exactly.
commentary on what is happening. I kid you not. I would not get offended if somebody sings. I can see myself get up in a tent and dancing. They're singing about me because
Yeah,
that's what it's supposed to do. It's
exactly, exactly, exactly.
it's supposed to be. I mean, once if it is something that's defamatory, then I guess the lawyers will deal with that. But
Yeah,
it's a fun thing, and they're saying what I do and that they don't like what I do. That is fine. It's their opinion in song. Their
yeah,
commentary
yeah, yeah.
in sound. We
That's
can't
why
get.
I liked. That's why I liked Sir Lloyd Sandiford. He used to come to All Stars when we were at Solidarity House and sit in the front row. MCs poke fun at him, Calypsonians sang about him. Sandiford came every year,
Every year.
every year,
That's how
every
you
year.
do it. That's how you
Exactly,
do it.
exactly,
I
exactly.
would come and I would sit down in the front. My husband would tell you, I would get up and I will dance. And I'm going to go meet the person if it's a good song and it's well written and so on, and I like it and like the melody, I will tell them. And I
Mm,
would make a fun of joke out of it. People they've made memes about me and put it around. When I
mm.
first started, and I don't make it's you're out there. I'm not an
Yeah,
egg. I don't expect that you're not gonna hit me. I'm on here hitting on people, so I hit people on here. I hit them
yeah.
hard.
That's what Owen Office told me. He told me at Solidarity House 1996 that
Hmm.
he did not expect to be in office and not be sung about.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. After
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I think what David Pickard is saying, it's very interesting. He's saying, and I think I understand him what he's saying, that usually the Calypsonians are dealing with the government of the day,
Oh yes.
right? I think I understand where he's coming from. It's not he's trying to say that Mr. Thorne is off limits.
Right.
He is saying that usually the Calypso is making a commentary on
Mm,
the government of the day. right?
That's true. That's true.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
But he's saying it is a fun song. But when you check the writers of that song, and you will understand they're not gonna yeah. That's interesting. It's an interesting one. And it'd be great. It'd be wonderful to see where that song goes and how it goes. But I mean, Mr. Thorne should not. I'm sure he doesn't consider himself off limits. He shouldn't be off limits.
Yeah.
But I understand what David what he's saying. But we're gonna switch gears a little, and you can tell me if you can spend another. We're 9:50, but I have to go for another 20 minutes. No calling tonight, guys. You see how tonight went, but stay with me. We're going to go right now to deal with the emblems and deal with this. We're calling this a false flag. It's a false flag that we're seeing. We're calling it a false flag, but we are going to ask the Prime Minister to give us an answer on this that we're seeing in the Parliament. And I don't know if Dave could start to put up those pictures for us, and let me know if I know you guys, you have a lot going on, so let me know if you are going to, if you have to leave us. Do you have to leave us now?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. I hope I don't. Anyway, I don't have to worry about you. You're good. You're good. You're not scaredy cat. So we are going to deal with. Let me gather my thoughts here, because this is important, as we are one day or a couple of hours before there is this meeting about the emblems in Parliament. I mean, the emblems of Barbados. And when we talk about the emblems of Barbados, we're talking about the flag, we're talking about the anthem, we're talking about the pledge, we're talking about the coat of arms. Is that what you call it? We're talking about anything else that I missed there, Mr. Spencer, in terms of emblems of Barbados?
No, I don't think so. But I haven't heard anything about this. This is
Yes.
news to me.
There is a meeting in the middle, which I found very strange. Our elderly are being burglarized. They're being raped. They're being chopped up with cutlass. People are being stabbed up. People are being shot. Innocent people are being robbed. Garbage men robbed of their chains. All kinds of things happening. But we're having a town hall about our emblems. Barbadians are encouraged. This is the Barbados government information service. Barbadians are encouraged to come out and share their views on the national emblems, symbols, and celebration that define the identity of Barbados during a national town hall meeting. And what time is that town hall meeting? 5:30 p.m. for it to start in Queen's Park, for people to leave there for gunshots. They don't know how they're getting home. But this government is calling us, Mr. Spencer, to have a discussion about our emblems. I don't. Is there something wrong with it, with the emblems? Did you know of that, Mr. Spencer? Is there an issue with our emblems?
That's news to me. I hope it's not. I hope it's not coming up for discussion, because there's a plan to change them, because I don't know.
We've got to pay attention and listen. They have your celebrations. So what are the celebrations that are Barbadian that we have? We have independence celebrations, don't we? Independence Day. What else do we have? Because you can help me. That's Barbadian. That is national, and it surrounds who we are. We have independence. Is there another one? Anybody can tell me? I can't think of another one. Let me know if there's another one. I'm not talking about national holidays now. I'm talking about celebrations. So somebody write for me and tell me if I'm missing one, a celebration. So, because this is saying to me that the Prime Minister said that when she wanted to change Independence Day to Republic Day, you remember that what did she say? She said that well, we will come back to this. They didn't change it that year, okay? They didn't change it that year, but they said that we will come back to it. Okay? That's what they said. We are going to come back to this. All right? I'm not sure what Dave is looking for. We're not seeing anything on here right now. Right? Oh, National Heroes Day. Thank you. So we have National Heroes Day and we have Independence Day. So those could only be the two celebrations that they are talking about. I don't know which other celebrations they could be talking about. So celebrations is part of what they are planning to look at. Everybody open your eyes and your ears right now. Now, Dave, go ahead if you can, please, and put back this false flag. We're calling it a false flag that has been waving in Parliament since 2018, and people have not recognized it until the last time she was in Parliament on Tuesday. Dave, can you put that back for me, please? How many of you saw this? And what does this mean? That is a big question, Mr. Spencer, because let me see.
We're not hearing you.
Yes, you're hearing me now. Yes.
Yeah.
So, oh, now look at this carefully, guys. I want you to look at it. This is our Prime Minister. She is in Parliament speaking. And this is very pronounced. I mean, and these persons took the pain of putting this onto the platform, to her podium. She's got 2 tacks in it. Take a moment. Look, you see do you make out the coat of arms? Can you at least make that out, Colin?
Yes, it's there.
In your you have been living in Barbados for many, many years. I would say probably over 50 years, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Have you seen anything like this before? Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I've never seen anything like this. And you just wonder where it's leading. What will be the end result of this discussion?
That is interesting. So she stood up. Now, if you notice, this Prime Minister, she doesn't wear the flag of Barbados. I can prove that to you. That, and if she does, it's rarely. She does not wear, Mr. Colin Spence, I can tell. I'm going to show you. She doesn't wear the flag of Barbados on her, even at the UN, when all the other countries have the flag on their left breast, not this Prime Minister. And I believe we're going to find out why. Hang on there. Or we might be able to have some clues. We might not know why, because she has to answer to the 78, I think it's 78,000 people that voted to put this government in power. Madam Prime Minister, you need to tell us what is that in front of you. But Dave, go to the others, Dave, from and let's see. So I want you to, those of you, you can take. Now, if you look, you might not see it here, but right here, where underneath where it says appropriation bill, if you look a little closer, you will see it. You see the little piece of it here? You see the little piece of it there? Anybody can see the little piece. Look where it says appropriation bill, because the tag or what the banner is covering it. Did you see the letter? This is 2021. So we showed you 2025. We just showed you 2025. So write down the dates. 2025. So here is she now. This is now 2021. And those of you, if you put on your glasses and look carefully, go up again, Dave. Do it again, Dave. Right where it says appropriation bill, at the one here, you see the you can see what appears to be the same little tassel thing that was on what we saw. Okay, I hope you can see it. All right. So that's
Okay.
2021. Here she, not only that, go back to that, Dave. Go back to that, please. Now look at her left breast and look what's on it. Dave, go up some more. We can't tell what it is, but that's not a flag. We're trying to figure it out. That's not a flag. Okay? Take a picture. Those of you, some people know, you will know what these signs and symbols are. Okay? But watch it. Look at her left breast. Okay? And look at down here. Go back up, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Take a picture, guys, and look at the one. You see the little tassel? Look at the tassel. Go back and not do another year for me, Dave. Thank you. Pay attention, folks. Look now. This is now 2020, Mr. Spencer. Go again. Make it bigger. You see it clearer there? The same thing we saw at 2025. We saw a little piece of it in 2021. Here we go, 2020. It is here. 2020. Agree? Yeah, it is here. Yeah. Okay. This is 2025. Pay attention. And all we're doing, we're asking the Prime Minister of Barbados that over 78,000 people in 2020 voted for them. 2021 election. 2021, right, Mr. Thing? Voted for them. We want to know what this is. Okay, go again and look right there by her belly, right there. You see it again? Do you see it again right there? It's right there again. Everybody that I've asked, that I've sent this to, people who are in their 70s, 80s, 50s, nobody has ever seen this before. And why this is important is that this is the Prime Minister of the country who somehow it is important that every time she speaks, this emblem, this piece of cloth with these things on it must be on her podium or close to her. Why? Why? Somebody on here said they're tired of me. Well, you know what? Don't be tired of me. The person who said they're tired of me. Be tired of the Prime Minister who continues to make decisions and do things that we don't have nothing to do with us. We don't understand it. If you are representing a people, you are the Prime Minister of a country. Why? Why is it important that this piece of thing here that we don't know anything? Why is it that important to you? Okay. All right. Let's go to so what year was this, Dave? 2019. Do you see what I'm showing you? This has been going on to 2019. No, look again. What year is this? 2019 again. Go closer, Dave. 2019. Okay. 2019. You see it there again, guys? Okay. This is 2018. 2018. You see it at 2018 again? You're all writing it down? 2018. I believe, it's my belief that the government of Barbados needs to explain to the people of Barbados what this is. What is this? No, it could be something good. But is this now an emblem that it is so important to the Prime Minister that in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, right, 2025, she must speak with that every time she speaks in Parliament, that has to be there? Now, you might think, look at this, and you might say that it's petty, right? I don't know what happened to Mr. Spencer there, seem to have had a challenge. Some of you might be saying that this is petty. It is not petty. You know why it is not petty? Remember that we showed you on this this show. Dave, is there a, before I go on, is there a year, Dave, that is there anything for 2024? Let's see if we find one for 2024. This is 25. This is 2020. I'm not seeing any for 2024 because she barely was in there. For 2024, I know Ryan Strawn is the person who gave the budget, Okay. But I want you, and I want to thank the viewer who brought this to my attention and spent the time to research it. And that's why I say we do this thing together. As someone who loves their country, saw all of this. So far, what we can see is 2018, she's using it in Parliament, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2025. Okay? Now, Dave, we didn't have this planned, but I would love for you to show the people. You did this already, Dave. Show the people when Miss Mottley goes to the UN, what symbol does she wear to represent Barbados at the UN? And if you think, because some of you are gonna say, Marcia, this is petty. Okay? You see, she has a symbol there that's on her right. Okay, it's a similar symbol that she wears. But if you could find her addressing the UN and show the other countries addressing the UN. We did this on the show already. And what we showed you, Barbados, is that your prime minister, that over 78,000 of you put this government in power, she goes to the UN to represent you, but does not wear your flag. And I'm saying this really calmly to you tonight, but I can tell you, this is one of the things that gets me very, very angry. I find that this is a grave disrespect. This is what she wears on her left breast to the UN. And she doesn't only wear it to the UN. When she was addressing Barbados at the first year after we became a republic, she had this on. That's what she had on. Let me move this here. This is our prime minister. Voted in. Well, we don't vote in the prime minister. We vote in a party. Over 78,000 people. She does not wear the flag. Why? However, in Parliament, she has this piece of cloth, which I'm calling a false flag. She have this piece of cloth with a design on it that we don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is. Yeah? Look on her left breast. It's right there. It would be on your right. So it's right for you, but her left breast, you see the round thing on her. Here she is again at the UN. This time she wear it on the other side. There again is another time at the UN. They've show her again at the UN and then show. Hang with me tonight, guys. We're going somewhere with this. Now, when you look at Miss McLean, you're going to look at Miss McLean or anybody else who goes to the UN to speak on behalf of Barbados. What happens? You see the nice little flag, the emblem, as a respect for the country that you wear. And listen, I grew up in Jamaica and grew up with a healthy respect for our flags, all of our emblems, and all of our symbols. And I'm telling you, if she ever was the Prime Minister of Jamaica and went to the UN and did something like this, I tell you, she will have to answer to Jamaicans when she got home. Here is Prime Minister Holness, and he's wearing his, I don't know if they can see it on this one, Dave, but he's wearing his flag. I tell you, he better wear that flag. Dave, you could show the others. I am saying to us, guys, I spoke with elderly people. I made sure I asked elderly people, Mr. Spencer, because I haven't been living here long and I could be wrong. I did a lot of research on this, asking people. My question to you, do you know what this is? No, what is that? We've never seen that before. You see, Miss McLean is here. She's at the UN. And you see what is on her? But make it, Dave, could you make it a little bigger? It is a Barbados flag. That is standard. Can you show somebody from Trinidad, Dave? Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Don't come off. I know 10 o'clock. Go on, hold with me. I'm going somewhere with this. One more. Show somebody else from another country with the flag. And then we're going to go to Ghana now with what happened to the flag. What I want to say to you, and I will show you this another night only because of time, where now I am seeing the minister in the Ministry of Culture, I don't know what they call it, or the senator who is in charge of culture. Why is the name slipping me right now? Chantel Monroe Knight. She is now wearing. And if those that research it can send me Chantel Monroe Knight, and I'm sure I saw Lisa Cummins, those two senators with that UN thing on them. Yes, they are now wearing the UN symbol on them. Correct. Why don't the investigative journalists ask the question, what is this? Why is this so important that you have to have it on your podium? What is it? We want to know. We put you there. 78,000 people. Look, you see this? You see this? If you know very well, this is Dominica. This is Skerritt. If you look closely, you will see the flag, Skerritt wearing the flag. And every time I see this, I don't know. I told my husband this morning, why do I get so annoyed about this? I don't understand. I get so angry. I cannot understand how you could go to the UN and not rep your flag. When I'm traveling with listen, we were going to Kenya. And we had flags packed in our bag, Mr. Colin Spencer, to go to Kenya. When I'm traveling with my films, my husband will tell me, I pack Barbadian flags. I represent this country whenever I board a plane. I cannot understand it. Something is not adding up to me. But in Parliament, you have this little cloth. This cloth with some design on it. Why is that so? Why is that important, Madam PM? Can we have they will quickly tell me I'm no journalist, and I know I'm not. I'm not trying to be one. Can we have some journalists asking some questions? Especially in light that of the fact that you're going to take us out of dealing with this crime thing to talk about emblems that we did not tell you that was an issue for us. See there? You see this disrespect? They're going to get me angry tonight again. Do you all see the UN symbol on this woman? How can we trust her with us as Bajans? She is given the first speech after we become a republic. On Independence Day, watch it, UN symbol. Not the flag. That's not the flag. The flag is not a circle. This is gross disrespect for the people of Barbados, and I know that is why I'm so upset about it. Now, let's go quickly to when the flags were buried. And I spent some time researching with some key people today. I can't call any names, but people who operate in those in certain realms, if you follow me, guys. And what I was told in no uncertain terms and way, don't go off, guys. Stay with me. Stay. Listen to me, folks. There are people who operate and they do rituals. They operate in a certain realm and they do rituals. And you know what they told me? They told me the act of taking the flag and claiming you're taking bones, this here, they told me that this is a ritual. These are people who are involved in some of the same things. You follow me? In essence, they're telling us that this is Obia. This here, this. She loved to talk about treason, and some of us should be charged for treason, and we're anarchists. Huh? And look at, she was there in Ghana when this flag was wrapped on this is no accident. This is a ritual. Take it from Marcia Weeks tonight. I am telling you, a ritual was done with a national emblem. And any discussion happening at Queen's Park, at Steel Shed, should be about this. Nothing happened as a result of what happened. This is sacred. They committed. This is like treason, you all. She was there. See her there. And a ritual was done to a national emblem. So when you go tomorrow, and anybody who go tomorrow, ask them about that ritual that was done to the national emblem. Do not let them get away with it. Don't you let them get away with it. And the ritual means something. You know what they told me this morning? And I don't have a problem in speaking to people who are of a different spiritual beliefs than I. And it's the second person I've spoken to in those realms. When they saw this, you know what they told me? They told me I was wondering what they were doing with that piece of cloth in Parliament. But they said, oh, I realize what's going on now. The flag was symbolically buried. Now, therefore, it's a ritual. It's like they want to be done away with that. Oh, I want you to ask yourself, please get the Kool-Aid out of your system. Could you get the Kool-Aid out of your system? Let's get stuck on this flag tonight. Some of you will say that the flag is demonic and all of that. Put that aside. Some of you don't like the trident on the flag. Can you put that aside and let's talk about principle? Let's talk about the principle of this national emblem. The Prime Minister does not wear the national emblem at the UN. However, they wear the emblem of another, of an organization. It's not that she's without, she wears something in its place. Do you understand the seriousness of that? Barbadians, do you understand the seriousness of that? It is very serious what has happened. Nobody told them that we wanted a town hall on the emblems. Why are we having a town hall on the emblems? After they have done a ritual in Ghana. Does the ritual have anything to do with the crime in the country? You know what I was told today? That I'm going to read it because I don't want you all to think I'm making it up. They said that blood sacrifice is important for the rituals. Blood sacrifice is important for the rituals. That's what I was told today. I was also told, when I asked the people, that rituals were involved in the elections. I'm not saying by who. Rituals were not just, they are doing let me tell you something. This government is involved in a lot of spiritual work. Rituals upon rituals upon rituals. And so we need to ask what that is. I have asked people already and they don't know what it is. If it is something else, we still are asking the question about the UN. Why don't you wear the flag at the UN? Why are we having and so I'm going to go back. What was in the parliament, I don't know what it is. I've asked people about it. Nobody can tell me what it is. I want to know what it is. They said they've never seen it before. People that I've asked, people that should know. If somebody if send me something of what this is. Now, why aren't you wearing, these are things if you go to the meeting tomorrow on the emblems, ask them why. Why doesn't the Prime Minister wear the flag at the UN? Why is she wearing the United Nations brooch? These are important questions. And I started off saying, we want to understand why. Okay? And if we find out something new, I will come back here on Friday and let you know. But I'm asking, what is this? Does anybody know? Yes, we understand it's a UN emblem. Yes, that's what we're saying. It's a UN emblem. What we're saying is that all the other leaders wear their national flag. And why do we have senators in Barbados wearing the UN emblem? Yeah. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you tonight, guys. And please, if please message me and let me know. And I'm hoping that they will say something about it. What is it? We want to know. What is it? What is it? And why? If you go tomorrow to the to Queen's Park seal shed, you need to ask the question: who said that we needed to have a discussion about the emblems? Why is that now what is required? Why is that now when we're skipping and running from gunshots? Why? Very important. Okay, folks, that's it for tonight. We're asking some questions. We want some answers. Anybody out there, give us some answers. We have been checking from all of today. Okay, and I started off by saying we're asking some questions. Folks, we spent a long time here tonight and we're leaving. It's 10:25. We have to go. Thank you to Colin Spencer, Rickford Burke. We heard from Amaya and her dad, and that was beautiful. Yes, that was sweet. And we are now going to be talking quickly about the St. Philip Get Thee Behind Me Satan Motorcade, which is on Sunday, June 29th, and it's at 1:30. We're meeting at some people call it Chanel Supermarket. Some people they say it's Trimart right there in St. Martin's. That's where we're going to be. But Saturday, you know, we have a Walk Holy concert where I think Colin Spencer is going to be singing at the Walk Holy concert on the Saturday. All right. Don't forget, on the Saturday, we're going to put the ad up on our page that you remember the Walk Holy concert on Saturday. All right. We had a lot to do tonight and you stayed with me. I thank you for staying with me. I thank you for staying with me, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Yes. Yeah. And okay. I never said I never said there was anything evil about the Prime Minister, what she had in the please. And we got to listen. I never said there was anything evil about what was in the parliament. All right? Never said that. Okay? Never said anything was evil about it. I was only asking, what is it? Okay? What I said was evil was the ritual that was done in Ghana. So let's clarify that, please. Okay? Let's be clear on that. This is Walk Holy presents Pure. So the Soca and Social Commentary, 28th of June, 2025, $20. Okay? Featured artists, Kid Sight, Ronnie Clark, Blood, Donella, Richard Antonia, The Apache, Sammy Jane, Colin Spencer, Julie, and more. All right? Yes, Adrian, I will look it up. I will look it up and I will see what is there. Okay. All right. Thank you all so very, very much. And have a good night, folks. And whatever we find, we will come back with you with it on Friday. All right. God bless you. And you have a wonderful night. Enjoy. Sleep well. Yes. God bless you. Bye-bye.